too Brooklyn strong, can't stop, won't stop from the Brooklyn block. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, 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 B-R-O-O-K, we well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. Okay, we well. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
That hit. Cam Thomas.
Just give me the ball, I'm fitting the score next. My J is all net, me and Jay just all next. Getting back on defense, hit him with strong flex. I'm official like a ref, trying not to get attacked. And we go hard on Brooklyn, that's a promise. Watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Make you watch me like a Cam, cause it's my time. Switch, they can't guard me, especially side the Barclays. Spin between crosses, I can score with both hands. Midi flawless, and I get to paint like an artist. I'm a boss smith, so you should respect my handle. I see the big picture with the nets like a mantle. In the future, I see us as Shamsu, and when we do, I'ma do a Brooklyn dance move. The stir that or Millie rock like a fan do. That's a bet like my parlay on FanDuel.
B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N, B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
There's Clarkson. Oh, my goodness.
Yo, what's big fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Listen, man, I seen this on Twitter. Basically, the thumbnail names asking who gonna have a better year. I don't know these players' obligations, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out who gonna do what. Vessel, they not trying to go for a championship. Shout out to Leaf and Scott in the building. So this, I don't. Let's see what he do. Sagoon, they're gonna be kind of competitive. I don't think they get championship contender team, the Houston Rockets. Kay Cunningham, that's definitely about, you know what I mean, him just, I guess, increasing his numbers, but he always had good numbers because, you know what I'm saying, the opportunity he had being such a high draft pick. Jonathan Kuminga, maybe he might have the biggest, you know what I mean, leap from last year to this year. You know, I don't know. You know, Cam Thomas talking about scoring 25 points. He averaged 22 last year. So I don't know how much better he fitting to do if he's saying he want to get 25 points. I wonder how much playmaking he want to focus on as an assistant thing too. Because if he could have 25 and 5 and 6, oh man, I don't know. If you listening to the content, you know, I don't know what these other players could do, but all of these other players, for the most part, not championship contending on championship contending teams. You know, they probably had a playoff team at best in Houston Rockets. But besides that, these players, you know what I'm saying, they're not necessarily championship contending teams. Kate Cunningham on the Detroit Pistons. What up, SL?
What's going on, baby?
Chilling. I'm trying to see who's gonna have the most you know, far the biggest leap next year. Who's gonna, but my thing is, I know Cade is gonna get the ball. I know Sagoon is gonna get the ball. These are roles that they already have. As far as Vessel is concerned, I don't know if his role increases, especially with the new draft pick they got and Chris Paul there. I don't know. I'm saying I don't know. I know that Jonathan Kuminga might get more minutes. You feel what I'm saying? But that's how I call it, man. And I just feel like Cam Thomas is definitely going to get a more opportunity to run the team, run the offense through him. And, you know, we're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's up. We're going to see what's going on. But, yeah, man, what about you, man? You seen the thumbnail. Any of those players stand out for you that you think going to have a good season, a big leap next season?
I'm not really sure how to articulate on that because it will depend on a lot of circumstances that will take place. So, to me, let's say the players that you got on the thumbnail, right? So, Kate Cunningham, the dude is already to me, he's a legit all-star. He's really on a bad situation where team is like really tanking, and he has no coaching. Like they nucleared entire front office and the coaching staff. They're starting from the scrap, and they started in the right place. Like they brought somebody that I really wanted on the Brooklyn Nets to be the next GM in Trojan Langdon. Remember, Trojan Langdon came here with us with Sean Marks, and he was part of the rebuilding Brooklyn Nets. Then when he left, remember when he left, it was the summer when we acquired KD and Kyrie. He left that year to New Orleans Pelicans, and he was the GM who traded Anthony Davis to what's his name to New Orleans Pelic. I mean to the Los Angeles Lakers,
That was
and
LeBron, but go ahead.
right. But the whole thing about it, he was the GM on the Pelicans who did that trade, right? So he got that trade done, and he got them picks from the Lakers, and he got Brandon Ingram, what's his name, Julius Randle, and about 5 picks with some filler over there. So he rebuilt that team, so he knows something about building team, like what he did with Sean Marks in Brooklyn, what he did in New Orleans Pelicans, and right now
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
taking
nah,
over.
I feel you on that, but this is more about not necessarily the GM and how they fit and structure the
Nah,
team. More
but
what
but
player is going to take the biggest leap next year. And I just think that Cade and Sagoon, they
but
already had the green light to be who they are. I don't think it's them. I think that takes them
how
out of
come?
the picture.
See,
I don't think it's going to be Vessel neither. I think the
this
only two I really got up there, I got Cam Thomas and Kaminga. I think Kaminga might have a big year. Like they might say, all right, well, let's see what he could do, type shit. But I don't want to be long with the SL. We up here with Cap at Leaf too. We gonna go to Cap, then we gonna go to Leaf. You see the thumbnail, Cap. Any of those
Uh,
players stand out? You think any of those players can have a big league next season?
oh, you mean across the league?
Nah, you got Cade Cunningham. It's this like players from that 2021 draft. Cade
Oh, okay.
Cunningham,
right.
Sagoon. Who Cam Thomas? Who's gonna have what I'm saying, a
Who-
standout year in your
I guess
opinion, like the
uh,
biggest thing?
I guess it could be between Cam Thomas and Kaminga. I think that's
I'll
what I
see.
think.
Yeah,
I think because Cam Thomas, because he's gonna have a lot of shots, opportunities and stuff. And he'll probably have a high usage rate, being that our 4 and 5, Clowney and Claxton, are more like complementary guys. So I think, and then even if Cam does prove to improve his his playmaking skills, that's still usage. So I think he'll have an opportunity to he's either gonna do really well, or he's gonna flop. I don't think there's like any in between for him. So, but
okay.
of course, as a Nets fan, I'm hoping that he does well. So
Yeah, we're gonna go to Lee, but I'm gonna come back to you because I wanted to know what you wanted to say the other day when we was finna to start the stream together. I'll be right back. We're gonna get right back to it, Cap. But Lee, talk to us, man. This thumbnail, who you think gonna have the best season next season?
The best season. I'll be honest with you, all 5 of these niggas gonna they likely to have a breakout year.
Even
Uh,
Vessel?
yeah, even Vassell. I
Vessel.
think
I
yeah,
mean, I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's going
yeah,
to
Vassell. I think as a number 2 or 3 option shooting wise, he got a good shot. I think he could definitely have a breakout year for sure. We already seen Sangoon turn into a 2010 and 5 guy before the injury. K Cunningham, we now know
I
what he
got a
can do,
question
and
for you.
we now know what K Cunningham could do and what he good at. Cam Thomas is gonna have the ball in his hands, man. He basically gonna be Allen Iverson with the whatever the fuck the Sixers team looked like, man, before they made the finals.
Eric
Um,
Snow. Nah, Schroeder better than Eric Snow, man. Hold on. Eric said, "Oh,
Listen,
man, defense."
I'm not going there. Listen, I just said that just to say it, man. But
Yeah, nah, Cam Thomas gonna put up about 30 shots, 20 plus shots.
I ain't gonna lie. It's likely that nigga might listen. He played at least 70, north of 70 something games. He might lead the league in shot attempts by a fucking mile. I ain't gonna lie to you. Unless the only person I probably see close to him is probably maybe Luca. I mean, like, cause I don't like
And now
Luca.
with Kyrie, they gotta share the ball, bro. They can't be one dimensional like that. And on top of that, I mean, they did get to the finals with Luca scoring that many points last season, but that shit gonna be a lot of wear and tear on him, man. How much Luca can Luca carry? And is Luca supposed to carry Kyrie like that for him down? I mean, Kyrie got to pick up some of that slack. I don't know, but to your point, yeah, I think he top five in shot attempts this season for a fact.
Cam
He
Thomas is
got to be.
definitely yeah. Cam Thomas will definitely finish top 5, top 10 in shot attempts this year, man. Barring anything else, man. Yeah. So everybody on that list could go off. Everybody could be all right.
Yo,
Yo,
I got a question.
yeah.
How good does everyone really think Cade Cunningham is? Because to me, it was a big risk giving him all that money.
It really wasn't. I
But
mean, because like the
no, it wasn't.
money that he got is the market. Like I think
It is.
yeah, that's the market. Like, but when he's on the court, he is pretty damn good. I think his mid range is very good. It's better than I expected. I was questioning what is exactly he elite at coming into the league to be a number 1 overall pick when he was in 2021. I just know. But then I found out, like basically, after the injury, when he came back from that injury, he was a damn good mid-range shooter, damn good shot creator. At his size and at 6'7", being a big point guard, he could definitely get to his spots pretty easily.
Above
Do
average
you think?
defender,
Do you think that's? Do you think that
can control tempo. Yeah,
Do you think that should be his position, point guard?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that should be his position because he could do other things as well. I mean, but like I haven't watched him enough. I watched him enough to know that his mid range is definitely above average. Even for his age, man. For sure, and his advantages to get to the mid range is above average and get the shots off. But there's other parts of his game that that's definitely coming to fruition, man. We gonna see because they got a new coach over there. They got JB Bickerstaff. We seen what he did with the Cavs. No, the Pistons might. It's a possibility that the Pistons, they might have like a Houston Rockets season that they had last year. Who knows, man?
Well,
Like,
I
I
gotta
mean,
say,
Nah, they not. Come on, Lee. No,
I seen,
I think. Are we? Hold up. Are we saying that just because they lost 28 games last year with Monty, who didn't even want
no,
to
it,
coach the
it
team?
it's not that. It's the roster construction. Come on, man.
The
You,
roster.
you,
Okay, all
you
right.
should.
So the roster construction. I'm glad you said that because now I'm gonna break it down because I ain't even want to get into the shitstons on this page, but the roster construction consists of James Wiseman, who plays a whole lot better when he's the lone big on the court, like as opposed to other players. Who was it? Who was their power forward? Not Thompson. Thompson
You can
plays the
even
three.
say that. That's the problem already.
I
Okay, go
think,
ahead.
No,
Durham is
that's not
better.
the problem. But I'm just looking at it
It
based on
is
how
a
they.
problem.
It's not. I'm looking at it based on how they played, and not in terms of how the outcome of the games was. The thing was, they played their asses off. A lot of them outcomes of them games, bro. They just lost down the stretch. Realistically, like I think they can have a
No,
somewhat of a better
the better
season.
half of them games they lost in the blowouts. That's not true. They lost in the blowouts because what's his name? They had no floor spacing, and the what's his name? The coaching, the way they structured the team, and the way what's his name? The Phoenix coach, him.
Monty Williams.
He right, Monty Williams. He was he was trying to build the team through flex offense, half the high elbow one. He he notorious for that. So when
Right.
he tried to, but that for that system to be run effectively, you have to have two shooters in place. Both both of players that they had, and I don't understand why they didn't play Jaden Ivey to the point where what's his name where he was getting benched because Jaden Ivey was fixing a lot of issues, and we seen that versus our team when Kate didn't. I mean, Kate played one game, but and they murdered us on both of that
That's the
high elbow.
that
Yeah, yeah,
The
well,
yeah.
whole
The
thing,
both of the high elbow stuff. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like all I'm making my opinion that the Pistons are going to be a better team just off the strength of this, bro. Like the coach that they got just came from a team that really didn't have no spacing with the front court of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley and
the system and
Okoro.
roster didn't
Hold on,
fit
hold
each
on, hold on,
other,
no, no,
right?
no, hold on. I'm gonna finish. The thing is,
No, no, don't finish, son.
if you go back and look at the structure of that front court, they front court didn't have that spacing either. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Isaac Okoro, bro, they were not spacing material. Somehow, some way, the last 2-3 years, that team got better and better and better. They went from a playing team
Nah,
the first year he was hold up. They went from a playing team the first year he was there. Then last year they lost in the first round of the Knicks, and then this year they won a playoff series and lost in the second round. So it looked like they was getting better and better and better. Somehow, whatever happened on the inside of that team that got him out, I don't know what happened. All I know is this: every year that he played with that, he had arguably one of the best
he had a
records.
good year.
Hold on. He had arguably one of the best records in that franchise since LeBron left. And
Yep.
since any coach and any coach of that tenure, bro, since LeBron was there, you can go back to David Blatt, you go back to
Yep.
Tyronn Lue, you can go back to Mike Brown, any one of them, bro. Like he has actually excelled in with that team. So if you're gonna tell me if you want to sit up here and tell me that the Pistons can't at least somewhat replicate that to at least a 35 plus win season, bro, that's fine with me. We just gonna have to wait and see.
no, they can't.
Well, I hope they do better than us, way better than us.
I hope
Because
they do better than us too, because I don't need
you know,
them niggas
like
getting a higher pick than us neither.
yeah, and because a team like that regardless of their roster construction, a team like that has talent that may not necessarily fit together. A team like that, if they get a really high pick, then they can make moves that could mess up some of our moves. Because all we have is the picks, but they got picks plus they got young guys. You know.
Exactly. And if they mess around and start moving some of the and I think the worst thing realistically is they actually do good and they start trading those players for picks in the draft somehow, some way. Because if they get up higher and they somehow get into a lottery that's contingent, then they now next thing you know they got another lottery pick and it could possibly be higher than ours. But I ain't even gonna put that bad energy in the air. I just did. My bad,
Yeah.
excuse me. But yeah, we gonna have to see, man.
They can't do nothing to us, y'all. None of these teams, just because they have young players, they can put together trades and improve themselves, but they can't stop the Nets from doing what they got to do. Our pick is gonna be whatever our pick is gonna be.
Oh no,
And
what I'm
Nah,
saying is
nah, you're wrong. Nah, you're
what I'm
wrong with
saying
that.
in that
Let me
what I'm
explain. Let me
hold on.
explain.
What I'm saying is like how like ideally we would probably like we would like one of the top 3 picks, right? And then we would also like to put some packages together to maybe get another top lottery pick in this draft, So what I'm saying is they have more young talent. So they might have the ability, if they lose, they have the ability to not only get a top pick like us, but they could turn around and trade a Duran for someone, or they could trade a Jaden Ivey for someone, and and that's more enticing than what we have to offer. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, the whole thing
so you
about it. The whole thing about why Detroit Pistons is a dangerous team to the GM. That's why I was trying to go from the bottom and try to explain Breezy this. The whole thing about when you give a GM like Trojan Langdon, a team like Detroit Pistons, who already have a fundamental piece like Kate Cunningham. Kate Cunningham, as of right now, is an all-star. If you put right pieces around him, like Tobias Harris is one of the pieces. But if he's trash, we already know. So if you give him some legit role players, like let's say, not James Wiseman, not some bummers, like give him somebody like Brandon Ingram, right? Give him Brandon Ingram and give him somebody like they were going hard at Nicholas Claxton. let's say they get Brandon Ingram and Nicholas Claxton, and they got Ozer Thompson and Jalen Duran. That team is competing for the play. As of right now, they will be right there because they can execute offensive schemes and they can execute defensive schemes. Jalen Duran can put up a 20-foot jumper. Nicholas, Nicholas Claxton can put offensive pressure on the rim, and he's really good moving around the perimeter. He can set a pick. Next thing you know, he can play defense. And if you give these pieces to a player like Kate Cunningham and Jordan Ivy and also Thompson take that next step, that's when Kate Cunningham becomes a legit all-star. We've seen this before. It's not out of the realm. Like
But
we don't have
I
it right
think the
now.
way that they put that team together has broken the development of the players they picked before him.
I think so too.
Cade Cunningham and Ivy are like oil and water. They don't mix. They both
Exactly.
want to do the
Exactly.
same thing.
Why are we talking about the Pistons, bro?
And if anything, you can, if you're the Nets, you want to try to weasel your way of saying like, yo, you want a DFS? I'll give you a DFS for Jordan Ivy, a Jaden Ivy rather, that y'all can't really use, that y'all are really just
We
hurting
can't
if
really use them
anything.
neither.
Nah,
We don't
we
have
can't.
point
Right.
guards. We don't have
Jaden,
point
No,
guards.
Jaden Ivey is Cam Thomas. That's the whole thing about
Jaden
Cam
Ivy,
Thomas will never be a point guard. Never.
Jaden Ivy and Cam Thomas gonna occupy the same spots.
right.
Cam Thomas can bring the ball. I mean, excuse me, Jaden Ivey can bring the can run an offense, can lead the ball. He's been a point
No.
guard since high school.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? It's
But
not
yeah,
like he'd be
but
moving to point guard for the first time.
but PT, he's gonna be responsible for being a point guard on the NBA level. I don't want to hear shit about what he did in high school. I know about
Exactly.
what he did in high school, and I know about what he did at Purdue because he played 2 years with somebody by the name of Zach Edey. So I listen. If you want to say that's fine with me. But where he excels is more open court and more open spaces. It's kind of like how Tyrese Maxey excels. Like don't get me wrong. Like and he plays the point guard position, but the thing is he ain't running the offense, bro. They're dumping the ball down to Joel Embiid. They have somebody that's a half court that's a half court
The
mover.
Pistons?
No. I was talking about Maxey.
No.
But to get back to
Maxey.
Ivy, bro, Ivy, his game is more like Tyrese Maxey. It's just a lot faster,
Right.
and that's what his game is more like.
I agree with that, but you could play with a point guard like that. You could play with a point guard like
Nah,
that.
he can't play in the half
Not
court.
when you
That's the
got
whole
Cam
problem.
Thomas in the backcourt with you. No.
I think you could get real opportunistic with a player like that, like a player that's a
Not
talent
with Cam Thomas in the
might have.
backcourt. You
No.
need somebody at the one.
All right, so let's change the subject a little since you said that because I happen to agree with what you said about Jaden Ivey, but let's see since you're saying that, what kind of point guard do we need? Because the same thing that you're saying is the same thing I was arguing with BK Hoops, that the reason you can't play Ben Simmons besides that he's trash is because he's not even, only thing he could do is run the break. He can't play in the half court. So
Can I go
what
on the
I'm saying is,
record? Can I go on the record,
so what
please?
kind of point guard? What kind of point guard are we really looking for? That's what I'm saying.
The
Can-
point guard,
can I
the
go
point
on the
guard that
record?
the point guard that you really looking for is a strong 3-and-D type. But the thing is like his playmaking is more on the lines of like a floor general. Like he could still pass the ball, but he don't have to pass the ball to be an assist. He don't have to dot up the court. But the thing is, the way our team is structured, we would rather that. We would rather somebody to move the offense. We would rather somebody
Keep the
to
ball
dot,
moving. Yeah.
to keep the ball movement and keep pace and control pace and be able to
Put pressure on the defense. Yeah.
Yes, and be able to put pressure on the defense just in terms of their passing. Now the dribble shooting pass combination in the point guards today, like it's definitely a must.
Mm-hmm.
But the defensive prowess that we must have at that point guard position, basically simply because Cam Thomas at the 2 at 6'3" is not really ideal in today's
Mhm.
league anymore, bro. Is that something that you need to have in the front court alongside of him?
And see,
So if
this
you
is
have
when
that,
You
if you
you need a
have that,
big
okay,
guard
and this is
that doesn't need to score to have an impact on the game.
and see,
basically,
this is
No,
where
the
Breezy and
point guard
I
needs to score though. He
this
needs
is
to
where
score.
no. He
Breezy
needs to
and
be
I
capable of scoring. The thing is, the thing is, scoring doesn't have to be something that he needs
His first
to do
option, we get that. Okay,
unless he has the option, unless he has a legitimate advantage to do it.
we're
Unless he has
talking
a
yeah.
about
legit,
somebody like Chauncey Billups, right?
yeah.
Who
If he
can
had no. I'm thinking of
on the faster pace.
somebody. I'm thinking of somebody like a Sean Livingston, because the thing is, somebody that's like a good
Sean
prowess.
Livingston?
Yeah,
You can't have
that's a
Sean
good
Livingston for 40 minutes a game.
No, which Sean Livingston we're talking about? The LA Clippers before ACL torn down, or we're talking about the Sean Livingston after that?
We talking.
Because
The thing is, for defensively, we talking about any version of Sean Livingston, because we talking about somebody that had the wingspan and had the height. Defensively, bro, like we already know what they can do.
let
But
me
You're looking at
remind
this.
you
also,
You're
that
looking
Chauncey
at this
Billups
wrong.
was first team all
Y'all,
defense too.
y'all are
Let's
looking
not
at this.
forget that.
Don't get me wrong. He definitely was. But the thing is, Chauncey Billups was never known as a defender. The defenders at the one, the defenders that could play the one, 9 times out of 10, they playmaking ain't really up to par. It's one of the
Nah,
reasons why. It's
I
one of the
I
reasons
can
why.
agree with that.
Hold on, wait. It's one of the reasons why Amen Thompson is the starting point guard of the Houston Rockets, because he can't really run an offense that efficiently yet. So the thing is like you need somebody that has that strong offensive prowess, but the defensive prowess also got to be there as well, because if he's running and creating a lot of things off of defense, a la what Jason Kidd was doing was it. Just to give an example, bro. Like now your scorers are in better position. They don't need more than 3 or 4 dribbles to score anymore. Now
Houston
Cam
Rockets
Thomas is
can
one
shoot. They bottom of the league. That's why Amen Thompson can't
I
even
think
play
I
because he
think
can shoot either.
yeah.
That's the league.
I
Come on.
think but I think what I was looking at in this draft, I see at least 4 point guards that will be starting point guards in this league. I've seen at least 4 of them. You know, you got
right
Traore,
out the
you
gate.
got I'm not gonna say I'd say by the second year. I'd say
Go
by the
ahead. Go
second
ahead.
year.
I'm listening.
I say
Go ahead.
Traore, Dylan
Traore.
Harper, that kid that European kid that's going to Illinois this year.
Yeah.
And then there's another one. I forgot the other one, but there's about 4 of them. And
Don't
if you look
don't
at their
sleep on
video,
Boogie Flan.
Boogie Flan is the other one because I like his game too. So, but I'm saying those dudes, you know, it's situational whether they'll start or not. But I'm saying, like from the jump, it's situational, like who's in front of them or whatever for what team they choose. But what I'm saying is they can do it, and I'm saying it looks like it's a deep draft for the point guards. Now I'm not saying only 1 or 2 of them looks like they're top 5 picks, and
Nah, there's
that's
only 2 point
Harper.
guards. There's
Yeah, that's
only
Harper
two point
and
guards
Traore.
you can talk about. It's Nolan and right, Dylan Harper. The
Yeah,
whole thing about it.
but what we're looking to do is we're trying to get that generational offensive player, right? Hopefully with one of the top 3 picks, and then we can package together our other picks to get another lottery player, and that other lottery player might be one of those point guards.
Nah, you can't with especially with a draft like this. You can't really trade up high to get there.
No one trading top 10 picks already. So
You can't.
you can.
You
I
gotta
can tell you right now.
you gotta pray for the demise of the early demise of the Knicks and the early demise of the
Bucks,
Bucks.
Milwaukee
One of
Bucks.
those
Well, the
one of
Bucks
those
might
two things.
implode. Yeah,
One of those 2 things gotta happen. And to be honest, I think they're on deck. Like I really believe one of them will falter because that's what
What makes
happens.
you think New York Knicks is gonna lose? What's his name? a lot of games because I see New York Knicks winning about 55 to 60 games next
Nah, man. I know the
year.
pattern
Yes,
of the
they
New
are.
York Knicks for
Yes,
the
they are.
last.
They're gonna win 55 and more games. More
Nah,
next year.
that's what they
Yes.
used to tell me when Melo was there too. They
No,
get
no, no, no.
they
It's
get
not
they get that
situation with
first
Melo.
initial. Hold on a second. They get
No,
that first initial playoffs like they did,
man.
like they did with Stoudemire and Melo came in the middle of the season. Then they get that 54 win season. Then they get gassed and think they're gonna do something. And
Okay,
what happens?
who was their
37
coach?
wins.
Who was their coach at that time?
Doesn't
Name me
matter.
a
It's
coach.
the Knicks.
Yeah, it does
It's
matter.
the
Woodson,
Knicks.
It
Woodson.
It's
does.
what the Knicks. It's what the Knicks
It
do.
does matter, and the roster construction matters too.
It
A
does
lot
none
of
of
that
this. All
matters.
these dudes is none of these dudes was considered like world beaters before. All of a sudden, you have this
Yeah.
like out
And
of
you
the
know what's
blue
you know
year,
what's
No,
and
but you know
no, no,
what's
no, no, no.
interesting?
I,
You know
You're
what's
wrong.
I
You're
interesting?
wrong.
this the first. They'll
Thibodeau,
be the first
Yo.
team to win without a major
Hold on.
superstar on it like that.
Fat Thorn, right?
But
Fat
you know
Thorn.
what's
Come on.
interesting about what you said? You know, like none of these guys were world beaters and all that stuff is which is true, right? But that's my point. Like when I'm arguing
Wait,
with
who we talking about now?
I'm talking about the Knicks, right? Because I guess he's saying none of them is world beaters. I guess he means like the Villanova guys, right? Like they were
Mhm.
all either on multiple teams or cast offs or something,
New
right?
York roster
I
is
Right.
mean, they,
But I'm
yeah,
They
saying
were
yeah,
role
it's
that's college
funny.
players.
shit. Yeah, that's
Say,
college
But
say,
shit.
but I'm saying it's funny
They were
that
role players, guys who went to their senior
exactly.
years in college. So
Yeah,
when they came in the league, they were a
yeah,
little bit more prepared. But at the
yeah,
same time, they're really
None of them
just
was
role
world
players.
beaters.
yeah. So I agree with that. But what I'm saying is it's funny how when I'm talking with fellow net fans sometimes when I say, well, the two guys that we just got, Keon Johnson and Watford, they're like 21 and 23, right? And it's like
Hmm.
they never really got no run. They came out too early. They never really got no run in Portland. They
Right.
didn't really get hardly any run. But it's like we have a development coach, and then you don't see that they could turn out to be as good as some of these Villanova guys.
My only response to that is like, how much development, bro, do you plan on doing on one roster? Because it seemed like you're making signing play after play after player that just so happened to be in the same draft as Cam Thomas, and they was
Mm-hmm.
listed as cast-offs. And yeah, they were higher picks, but 3 years after the fact, they was listed as cast-off. You talking about Zaire and Keon and all these other
Mm-hmm.
players. My thing is just like, there's only but so much development you could do. That's the thing about it. You got to develop the players that you know that's going to be here, man. For when we start basically, turning the page and start making this franchise a winning franchise again.
I agree with you to some extent, but I'm
But,
also going to
but
say this. That
yeah,
might
go ahead.
not be anybody that's on the roster. And this is when Breezy and I bump heads because I'm saying to myself, like, this is Cam's prove it year. Because if he doesn't prove that he's here to stay, we cannot build a team around a 6'3" guard just because his best thing is he can make difficult shots. And what I'm saying is because right now I know, he has to have the opportunity. So I'm gonna give them the opportunity, but I don't see him being like a a a, a dynamic like
Can I ask
what's
you a
the
question?
now, what's
Can
the
I ask
dude
you a
on
question real quick?
Cleveland? What's the dude Spider? I don't see him being like a smallish scoring guard that's dynamic like
What do
Donovan.
you think Cam Thomas' ceiling is?
I think what he did last year, on a good team would be his ceiling. So I mean, but I'm saying I'm glad for him to prove me wrong. If he could prove me wrong that now when the defenses are keying on only him and he shows that he has that improvement in
Wait, can
playmaking
I
and
ask you a
in
question
defense,
So
I
you're
heard
before?
someone
basically
say he
saying
can be
his
a
ceiling is
bill.
Jamal Murray.
I would
Now,
say
whoa.
I would
Nah, I
Can he
think
say
be
he
Jamal
billing.
Murray? Hold
I
on,
would
hold
Wait,
on.
say
Can he
like
be Jamal Murray?
I
If
would
he
wait,
can
who?
Because
be
say
that's
Hold
my
on.
Jamal
question.
Murray,
Hold on, y'all.
we in
Hold on,
business.
hold on,
I
y'all.
would say on a good
Hold on,
team,
Cap.
yeah.
Hold on, Cap. You say you disagree with me. What I'm saying is, Jawan Howard is there to develop, in my opinion, Noah Clowney. So there is a trajectory of specific players that they're going to develop to Leaf's point. Not and everybody not going to say, but Cam, Claxton, Clowney, Jalen Wilson, Trendon Watford, maybe they got a good four players in the core, maybe 5 players in
That
the core
shouldn't be
with a
your
Trendon
core.
Watford.
That shouldn't be your core.
Why not?
I'm saying they're not good enough.
But this
Whoa.
season, I think this season is decide that, bro.
They're
I
not
think this
talented
season
enough.
is decide that. I think
Whoa.
this season could decide that.
And I agree with that, bro. I don't think this season gonna decide shit. Them niggas not good enough.
And what I'm
Hold
saying is,
on,
I
it's funny.
disagree
Jalen
I'm
with that,
glad
bro.
that you
Williams.
I don't
mentioned.
Jalen
know what
Wilson
y'all
is not
I'm
good
expecting,
enough.
glad
bro.
that you
3D
mentioned.
I
guy,
don't know what y'all expecting,
not
bro.
to stick around on
I'm
this
glad you
team.
I
mentioned
mean, that's
Clowney
you did
because
say he
to
was
me,
sacrificial
Clowney
lamb a
has
few
the most
seasons ago.
potential.
Hold on, Jalen Wilson is not good enough 3D
Hold
guy.
on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. One mic, one mic. What I'm saying is, again, I disagree with Cap and Leaf because I think a full season getting starter minutes, an opportunity to actually score the ball and actually have opportunities to set plays and a coach that's going to make them a second or third option in the offense. All of that matter. Noah Clowney needed that first year going into the G League to the NBA. He needed that. Him being a starter this season means a lot. But y'all to judge them and say he ain't got what it takes, I think y'all unfair Nets fans.
Oh,
That's
I
a
didn't
fact.
say that about Clowney. If you heard what I just said, I said to me, Clowney got the most potential out of everyone on our team.
But that's what I said. I said Juwan Howard is there to play a develop Clowney, and he's part of the core. So even Cam Clax, and Clowney is a sure core. Everybody else, Jalen Wilson, Trendon Office, those are maybes. But those three you build around. You want to get a championship team, a contender roster, even if you ain't got that as your one guy, Cam Thomas, you need him somewhere on the team, bro. Somebody that's not begging to leave, just forcing a trade. It's good business, bro. And the fans like Cam Thomas. I mean, at least some of us. You know what I'm saying? But
Now,
I
I
don't
like
know,
Cam
man.
Nah,
Thomas.
I
I like
agree.
Cam Thomas too, Breezy. I just think that on a championship level team, you may see a Cam Thomas coming off the bench. That doesn't mean he's a bad player. That doesn't mean, but
So,
on a
but what I'm saying is, no,
superstar,
no, no,
on a
no, 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 no.
superstar team, let's say,
Hold on. Who? No. Boston Celtics was a championship contending team last season. Cam Thomas could score better than everybody on that bench.
yeah,
To your comment. So the championship contending team, I mean, team the season before that, I believe was what the Denver Nuggets. Am I bugging?
yeah, the
Yeah.
Nuggets the year before.
Cam Thomas could score better than everybody on that bench. So
I
yeah,
know,
for
but he
y'all to
wouldn't have.
say,
He wouldn't have
Yeah,
started
but
against
isn't he
Spain.
a starter?
hold
Why
on,
are
for
you
y'all to
comparing him
say,
to bench guys?
no. But what I'm saying is, no, that's what y'all say. He is coming off the bench on a championship contending team, and I think it's disingenuous to say that. They doing polls now. They got Cam Thomas in the middle of the league as a two guard. If you're in the middle of the league, you number ranked from 10 to 15. I'm saying 10, maybe 8 best, 9, 10. I'm saying 10, really. And people saying 15. If you there, bro, you not coming off the bench. You a starter in this league.
What do you
Nah,
think
I
his
think
ceiling is?
nah,
And I
first
don't
of
mean
all,
stats.
23 and
I
3
just
guys
asked that
never
question.
never
Yeah,
coming
and
off
I
the
don't mean
bench.
stats. I mean compare him to somebody. How does he compare to Donovan Mitchell, to Bradley Beal, to other two guards?
Cam might be his
What's his
Bill.
ceiling?
Apparently, a lot of people say Bradley Beal. I don't like that
I think
comparison
he
just
might
because
be.
of how
I think he
Brogdon
could
is
be his
right now.
Bill.
Bradley Bill
I don't
best
like
Why?
that
years,
pick.
Come
bro.
on, come
Like
on.
was on a terrible Wizards team, bro. Like look, like when he had John Wall, that's the last time they was relevant. Like my
You
Yeah,
thing
gonna
is
no
this.
compare
doubt.
it with
It's
a
not
Booker
his
to
Yeah,
me?
fault.
but if
I mean,
Cam
other than
Thomas is
injuries,
Bradley Bill, we in business. That's
If
he's
Cam
not. But
Thomas
he
is if
can't
it's
Cam
shoot like
Thomas is
him, man.
Bradley Bill, how are we in business, bro? What about the rest of
we.
the roster?
I
Now,
don't
I mean,
think
you,
he's as
you
good
you're
as
gonna
Bradley
get the
Beal.
rest.
That's what I'm
now,
saying.
now, if
I
Thomas
think
had
he a
Trey
Booker.
Young's assist passes, he'd be a much, I think, get a lot more respect in the
Yo,
league.
Jonathan, I'm gonna ask you. Let's
Mm-hmm.
not go at this point. Let's go by, like the eye test and I believe
Uh-huh.
test, not on stats. I'm
Of
saying.
course.
So what I'm
Mhm.
saying, when you're comparing him, because like when I look at someone like Donovan Mitchell, who's a smallish type two guard, I'm
Right.
like, that motherfucker's incredible. Now, what I'm saying is Cam hasn't shown me that. He got a chance to this year, but he hasn't shown me that he's
Well,
that type
the
of guy.
big difference between them is Mitchell has the athletic ability. Thomas is not going to develop athletic ability unless
And he
he has
has a
work
better
spurt
shot.
the next few years.
Donovan Mitchell has a better outside shot.
Thomas's
No,
best
it's-
asset is he's a catch and shoot type guy. He's really good off the ball. It's when he's on the ball that's when he either takes too many shots or he's not really an experienced playmaker yet. If Thomas can figure out how to master the ball in his hands, he could become a better player.
Would you say? Now I'm not talking about running to go look at his 3-point percentage. What I'm saying is, to me, he's not that guy that he's not that guy that you're gonna say, oh, his jumper is just wet. Like Bradley Beal always has been a shooter. He's been a shooter. He's been a shooter who turned into a scorer. But I'm saying, just like what's the name is a shooter, right? The dude on Phoenix, right? Booker.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I wouldn't even say that. Bradley Bill.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say
I mean, I don't have a problem with Thomas's mid-range shot.
Bradley Bill been a hooper since Florida. I will say that.
I don't have a huge problem with Cam shooting. It's more just him being better with the ball in his hands as a playmaker. I think that's the next level for me. I think if he figures out his playmaking skills better, the scoring will come easier for him because if he just takes a lot of shots, that's not really evolution as a basketball player. I hope
that's not the problem that we have. And the problem that we having is that everybody in here is aware that we're going to get a top 3 pick. What everybody in here is not going to be aware of in the next couple of years, that top 3 pick just might be better than Cam Thomas, bro. And a lot of niggas can't deal with that right now.
If he got a Ace, there's a case there that they could take the mantle from this team.
Who said that?
Hold on.
Said that?
It ain't no negative if he better than Cam Thomas because Cam Thomas played next to Ed Sumner and KD. He played next to Kyrie or Ben Simmons. It don't matter, bro. He could play next to somebody better than him or not. It don't matter.
That's not true.
The problem is, bro, and this is breaking down what I've been telling Breezy, bro, for the last year. Cam Thomas on a contending team is most likely a 3rd or 4th option. And you just don't see that right now, bro. If you don't gotta take my the thing is, you don't gotta take my advice for it. Just go look at Bradley Beal. Just go look at Jamal Murray. Just go look at them other niggas, bro, that can't do anything without a head honcho on their
I got a question, Leaf. Did you hear what Brian Lewis said about Coach Jordan? He says.
John, go ahead. Ask your question.
No, Leaf. From what Brian Lewis said about Coach Shorty this season, he wants these guys to play fast type basketball, physical, like a lot of quick movement type basketball on the court. No ISO. Do you think that's going to hinder Thomas this season because he is kind of more ISO oriented than he is a quick and play type guy? Do you think that's going to hurt his numbers this season?
No, I'm not. No, that's gonna speed it up because the thing is he could play in the open court. He played like when him and Ed Sumner was in the backcourt. They played very, very fast. They play.
But you don't think he's going to miss a lot more shots if he's going to keep just chucking the ball in that sense?
He scored a lot more.
No. He's going to score a lot more because he's going to be in more open court opportunities. The thing is, it's all about who's pushing the ball on the break. It's all about how the ball is being moved on the break. It's one of the reasons why I said. It's one of the reasons why I said if Claxton get the rebound and he's at least pushing the ball, then you have an opportunity to always score on the fast break.
With Claxton, does that mean he's not going to take any shots? Because if it's just quick type offense, that means he's not going to get a chance to get anything off. He's just going to be by the rim, which I think is kind of a mistake this season with him. He should take more chances.
No. The thing is, he shouldn't take more shots. He should just run more. He should run basket to basket. That's what he should do. Fill the lanes. That's what he need to do, bro. Like, listen, if you want his game to be closer to anybody, bro, his game is more closer to anybody. I don't want people to bug out when I say this. His game as a runner is more closer to, in the open court to Giannis than it is to anybody else. I don't want him taking those jump shots.
Leave. If he developed a jump shot, I could see Giannis model, but he can't develop a jump shot yet.
I can't say that. How many jump shots a year is Giannis shooting, bro? Like, come on, let's be honest. John, y'all not listening to me. I said in the open court, bro. In the open court, he'll get at least 10, 15 points in the open court if they run properly.
I would say his game is most like Gafford and Lively. That's his game.
Cat, let me add to that, Cat. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. One mic, y'all. Let's not go crazy. What I'm trying to add to is saying that a first time head coach bulk of his offense is going to become from an athletic team. That's why they got a Zaire Williams and all of that. They trying to run. That's intentional. The X's and O's, you don't want to lean on the X's and O's from a first year head coach. So it makes sense. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, I was gonna say, to me, Claxton is like, it's like what you're saying. If you're gonna pass the ball like a hot potato and run and use your youth and athleticism, right? Then Claxton will get most of his points from that. He's not gonna be posting up anybody. He's not gonna be turning around and shooting jumpers and short jumpers, and his
Now
hook
you
is like,
develop a bunny shot, LBL at least. Not
no,
even develop
no, no.
that.
If he would have done that, he probably would have done it already.
Yeah, but that means that Claxton's ceiling is set already. So, like, the point of
Kind of
keeping
it
him on a
is.
contending thing, it
Kind
kind
of
of
it
it's a
is.
risk for the Nets. Because if the Nets had a more traditional scoring type center, that would be a good model. But Claxton
Ideal,
doesn't fit that model at all.
Jonathan, ideally, Claxton is probably your fifth option offensively
Ah,
on a
he's
on
making
a really
27
good team.
million, man. That just feels nasty to me.
No,
It just
no, I'm
feels
saying
nasty.
what we're trying to do is draft these better players and
Right?
cultivate Thomas and whoever else and Clowney so that they both, because Clowney to me got more potential than Claxton.
On offense, I agree with you. On offense, I agree with you on that.
Nah, but he showed the
You
same thing
can't
on
put him at
defense.
the.
John,
Don't put Clowney
John,
at the 5.
he
Oh no,
showed
he's a
he
four.
showed
No,
that.
He's a four.
the four, not the five. The four. You put Claxton at the five.
John, hold on. Do you see what's his name, Noah Clowney on NBA court, and you see him on in a G League? What exactly stands out to you? Like what
Uh,
exactly stands out to you? Like Noah Clowney can do
For
what
for
Nick
me for
Claxton
me
can't.
it's the understanding of the 3-point shot. Like Klein's 3-point shot, when he's very confident, the way it comes off is really good. Like for him at 18 to have a 3-point shot for his size, that is very rare in this league. I think if he develops a jump shot, he's going to be a versatile threat on offense, and his rim game is pretty good too. Like he got a really good dunk opportunity last season against one of these teams. Got the team, but it was
That
really
that
good.
is,
He's
Like
got
that
a
is a
better
Clowney
fact,
touch
can
than
but
run.
for
Clowney
for,
Claxton.
can
for
Nah,
run.
me,
Noah
to me,
Clowney
I think
showed.
Hold on. Let me just answer that real quick. I'm not gonna be long with that. I see it's a big panel. Shout out to all y'all. They try to double team Cam Thomas and Noah Clowney open at that 3-point line. That's buckets, bro.
Ooh,
Straight
Breezy, I
buckets.
like your way you're thinking, Breezy. That's a good thing. If Thomas is the
yeah,
Nah,
playmaker, he could do
Noah,
that.
shit. Yeah,
Potentially.
nah.
hold
You
on.
know what? I
Hold,
agree with you,
yeah.
but shit is all fun and games till a nigga go 1-5, and then we back up in here for the fucking review, blaming the nigga why
That's
he
cool.
shot
You
that
being
way.
negative, bro. You being
Well,
negative.
Lee, do
We
you
Nah,
think
seen
Thomas is going to take all the shots and
and you
not get
know
his
who else was
teammates
being
open?
negative, bro? Big fan Breezy when he shot 1 for 5, bro. The first game that he played against Milwaukee, bro. I was in here that night, and I got receipts to prove it. So,
Bruh,
so don't tell me
I'm
about
not
being
being
negative, bro.
negative,
Like
bro.
when you was on a
Nah,
19-year-old nigga, bro. How he shot in the game, bro. You
nah,
did
hold
that.
on, hold on. Nah. First off, bring context to it. The game before that, Dayron Sharp broke his rebound record. I was still mad that they took him out the lineup. And then Ali was bold enough to say, yeah, I took him out the lineup. And then Clowney had a bad game. So I wasn't mad at Clowney. I was mad that Sharp didn't get no minutes because of Clowney. So case in
Yeah.
point is, yeah, he had that game, but then he had games after that, and he showed up, bro. So you know what I'm saying? And I gave him credit when it was due, and I told y'all the biggest beneficiary of Juwan Howard being an assistant coach is gonna be Noah Clowney, bro.
We'll
Watch.
see. We'll see. We'll see, because I'm
Man,
trying to
listen.
figure out. He was on a lot of other teams too. I'm saying Howard.
The development staff is there to max out the abilities that the players already
And,
have, bro.
and
Like
because
that's what they
you're
there
and
for.
because Howard was a really good uh power forward and center, doesn't mean that that's going to translate to the player.
No, the thing is that he can't switch him up. He got to focus on what the kid is already good at and enhance it. He's good
He
at spacing the floor. He could listen. He could get a lane and he could dunk. Obviously,
Yep.
he could fill the lanes
He got a little touch.
yeah, and he could block shots. And him and
Yeah.
Clowney, bro, work together defensively like a hand in a glove. We all seen that. So
Clowney shot blocking is really good. I really was impressed with
yeah,
shot
Clowney shot
blocking.
blocking is very good, but I think Clax is probably the better all around defender because he could still move and still stay in front of a lot of quick guards. I think Clowney could lose a guard or
Nice
two, but
thing is he
He
doesn't
could recover.
clash with Clowney.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't clash with Clowney because they both know what they
Clowney does the same. Yeah, they do similar things. Like
they do similar things on defense.
Clowney
Yeah,
has a
That
definitely.
higher
wingspan is
Clowney
good
has
for
a higher
defense, man.
offensive ceiling. though.
No, listen, they would be good at the 4 and 5. You pair a Cooper, Ace, that front court. I'm telling you, it's going to be nightmares in a few years in the league if that was a front court potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. It got to
it,
be
it
Ace or
depends on who we
Dylan. I
get
don't
at
think you
point
can
To
get
me,
guard.
it
both of them.
depends on how. To me, it depends on how they play. If they
Cooper
playing
or
up
Ace,
and
man. Cooper or
if
Ace.
they playing up and down, bro, I think Cooper or Ace could definitely complement them. In that front court for
Yeah.
sure. Like but as far as the backcourt conversation is concerned, that's still something that we're gonna have to be in a concern of like a year or
Yeah.
after the fact. Because the thing is, if
Go
we're
ahead.
going in the direction of getting like a big lineup and where it includes Claxton, Clowney, a possible Ace Billy, a possible Cooper Flag, and then we go after another. We just so happen to go after another 6'9" dude that could defend and be in the backcourt with Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is whether he's at the 1 or the 2, he's still going to have ball handling responsibilities
Right.
and playmaking responsibilities, no matter who's there.
And that could
So
depend on the 2026 draft with that AJ
Well,
kid.
but that's what I'm
So
saying
that could play a domino effect.
with Cam Thomas. This is a big season for him because this is
Right.
a make or break season to see. Let's see how really good you could be. Because I don't mind if he's a 2, if he's like a top 10 2, but if he's not, like he really, because of his size, he's kind of a deficiency on defense. Because he's not, I mean, he's strong, but he's not quick lateral.
I think the league is getting a little bit more versatile in terms of the height players, bro. Like because now,
But I think every
the
play
next
in the team's lineup that's not good on defense.
yeah,
bro.
but in the next couple of years, bro, you're gonna be seeing 6'7" and 6'8" dudes all at the 2 and the 1, bro, left and right, bro.
Ooh.
Like because and the thing because Steph Curry ain't gonna be running around in the next couple of years, and it ain't gonna be a little guard to put that much pressure on your defense, bro, like he once was. And it damn sure ain't gonna
Think
be.
about
And it damn sure ain't gonna be no
agree.
little guard.
Yeah,
And it damn
but
sure ain't
hold
gonna be no
on.
little guard
On
at
that,
6'2" or 6'3" to
right?
do that to
Hold on.
nobody that's 6'8" or 6'9" that could
Ooh.
play
Hold
the
on.
Those
1 or the
firing
2
shots,
and have
man.
defense and have that defensive capability. That shit is just
Hold
not
on.
That's
fucking
a huge
happening.
assumption.
Hold
That's
on. On
huge
that note,
assumption.
online, and this is an assumption too. On that note, when those guys finally retire, all of the top guys they veterans, Cam Thomas gonna be one of those top guys, bro. I'm telling you, y'all gonna be talking about Ant-Man, Shea, all of them. He gonna be in the mix of that pack. He gonna be a top 10 guard when those guys are gone, bro. That's my assumption,
That's
bro.
not saying much, bro.
yo, I hope that happens, yo. I really do. Because if that happens, then we're well on our way to a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Like I just be realistic about Cam, but I don't want to knock him. I want the Nets to be good, and I want the rebuild to go fast. If Cam is a top 10 shooting guard, then the rebuild is gonna go fast, and that's I'll be
But
happy.
It's
hold
niggas
on,
that's
you
top
want
10
both
shooting guards,
draft?
bro. Like they teams ain't shit.
Hold on, pause up. PT, hold on, PT, you want both of those draft picks, 2025 and 20. Hold on, bro. You PT, you want both of those draft pick lottery picks, 2025 and 2026?
Yeah, you have to do that because you got to stack talent on this team.
But let's talk about if we have to do it. Like that's what I want to talk about. Do we have to do it? Say why, and we're gonna see who disagree, and we're gonna see how fans feel. You first though, PT. Said like, why we gotta have both lottery picks? Why?
You wanna have 2 tentpole. You wanna have 3 really, but you wanna have at least 2 guys, right? That are like literally just unstoppable players that you could give the ball to at the end of the game, and they'll go win you a game.
Agreed.
I think you'll get one in this
He's
draft.
talking about Boston Celtics right now. Come on.
I think you'll get
Let
one in
PT
this
finish,
draft.
Cecil.
You you'll get one in this draft and you'll get one in the next draft. Like next draft it's not like right now we're tanking. Next year we're gonna be organically tanking because we're gonna have at least 2 rookies in the starting lineup. That's happening. That's just gonna be the reality. So we're gonna be tanking organically next year because we're gonna have 2 19-year-olds in the starting lineup that's playing. Because 1 out of the 3 other draft picks, matter of fact, you could say we got 5 other draft picks because our second round picks are low. So they're like late first. So if that you take all that into consideration, you could come away with 2 starters, and with those 2 starters, you're gonna lose a lot of games. So now you get a next pick. It doesn't have to be DeBanza. It could be one of the Carlos Boozer's sons, or they got another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got
So hold
like
on,
that.
hold on.
necessarily be true though.
So hold on. So you saying, hold on. So PT, you saying that third season after we get these 2 draft picks in 2025 and 2026, after that we should be ready to compete in that next season after that in
No,
2027?
after that, yeah, after that you start you go and you get your third player, like with
We could
some
be
of
in the
these
play-in.
assets and with the, you know what I'm saying? Now
But
you in the
who's to say we
play-in, now
can't
you
do that
starting.
next year?
I don't think
Yeah,
so
I came from
because
that point.
the reason why I don't
I
think we
heard you
could do
say.
that next year is because we're gonna have 2 19-year-olds in the starting lineup.
And you want
That's
to get there and stay there. You want to ascend. You don't
Not
want to just
really.
get
Not
there
if
to
you're
get there.
drafting Dylan
No,
Parker and
but
going
here's what
after
no,
what's
but
his name,
here's what I'm
Brandon
saying.
Ingram,
Say
then
say
you're
you
putting
get a hold on, say you get an Ace or whatever or Cooper or whatever.
Yeah.
You already gonna have Cam, Claxton already gonna be there. I'm sure this was gonna be Clowney's 3rd year. Um,
right.
you're gonna have a coach that's already has had experience in hoarding in terms of playoff series. Who's to say you don't get in the plane with that team? Not to say
That's
we're gonna
not
be a top
that's
4
not enough.
seed, but
Not enough.
Now,
who's to say you
LM,
don't get a
LM,
plane with that team?
you
Oh,
bring up an interesting
that's
wait, LM. You bring up an interesting point, but Sean Mark specifically said he's not going to make big moves until they go over the tax. So if say we get the pick we want next year, and free agency is kind of like bland, I don't expect us to really compete for
and
much
we
the
still
following year. I
have
expect
No,
us
Kemba
I'm
to
not.
Walker
I
in
don't
that
play
draft.
disagree with
next
that. But
year
what I'm
because
saying
we're
is
gonna
the
But
have
NBA is
hold
Diego
on,
in the
yeah, hold
salary
on,
cap.
hold on, yo, one
How
mic.
you gonna adapt?
Let everybody answer that question. We could go to John. John, you first. Do you agree with PT? You think we need to do back both drafts, 2025 and 2026? How long
Well,
do you think the rebuild gonna take?
I mean, you, me, and Easy, we had a great conversation about how long it took. We all kind of agreed that like 3 to 4 years is a good a parameter to see how the guys we have now grow between the guys we draft. And if we get and next year we're very lined up well to have 6 picks in a historic draft, one which we have to make all the right moves on. I feel great about that. And if we get a Cooper Ace, that's half the rebuild right there figured out. And then we're going to look for a scoring guard probably in that same draft, and then use the other picks to maybe move into potentially the following draft, which would help us out a lot. And that 2026 draft, our odds of getting AJ, I don't want to say are good because to get 2 top picks back to back years, it rarely ever happens. I'd be happy with 1. But like Potter said, there's the Boozer twins. There's some guys I'm looking into. Like that 2026 draft could be just as good as this other one. Maybe not as great, but it'll still be beneficial
Oh
for
No,
us.
it's
shit.
not.
It's
All
more
right.
top heavy.
Who's
Next year,
next?
2026 is
Who's
top
next?
heavy.
Wait, what?
No, it's top
Motherfucking
3 heavy.
bullshit.
And after
Breezy,
that
who's
is
next?
Wait, what do you mean, Leaf? It's BS. Leaf, these 2 drafts are important for the Nets. We need to utilize it to the best of our ability. We're still gonna have the cap
nah.
space. Like the Nets, it's about
2026
time.
draft
It's about
is
timing
Kaka.
for the Brooklyn Nets right now. We can't just do another all-in move until the pieces actually fit and the guys we feel already
John,
that this
if you
team can
land the
go up
top
to the
John,
three
Lakers.
in
John, I don't think he's
2026,
saying that it's not important, but
toss that
the
shit in the
NBA is
toilet.
unpredictable though. Like
I
weirder things have happened. Like
yeah,
we don't
Very
know
weirded, very weirded things, and
we don't
I'm
know if Ace come here
I'm
all
gonna
of a
wait my
sudden
turn.
Ace might go crazy or something. And I'm not saying we're gonna be a number 1 seed, but what if things don't go as planned and these players actually mesh together and they get like a 6 seed or something?
I
Like
mean,
you
anything's
don't
possible,
know.
that
LM,
would
but
be
we have
that
that
would be
pick. I just
bad.
don't think the Nets would throw that 2026 lottery pick away unless there's a star available. Because the only way they trade that pick is if there's a available star.
And it's
They
not
would,
certified that
like,
you're going to get
that's
an
the only way I see
AJ
them not
or a
using it.
Boozer.
Gotta stay the
Like
course,
that.
man.
Hold on, hold on,
Gotta
hold on,
stay the
hold on.
course.
All right, hold on. We're gonna go to LM, then Cap, then we going. You know what I mean? So, because I want to know, LM, how you feel? You agree with PT? You think we need to get both
And
of
let
those
me know
draft
when it's
picks?
my turn, bro. Hold on.
Facts.
I don't disagree with the
Can I
fact
go
that we
after
should
Leaf?
tank. I don't disagree with the fact that we should tank for 2026. I'm not saying that. If you got a chance to get AJ Cam Boozer or like a Caleb Wilson or whatever the case may be, I say go for it. But my only thing is the league, I don't think is going to reward us two top three picks in this 2 years. You know what I'm saying? If we're lucky enough to get one, two, or three, and we land on Ace Cooper or Dylan, what are the chances that one of them hit? Now, Cameras already has experience in the league already, and then you got these other players who I don't necessarily think are that bad. I think realistically, you can possibly try to get into a little playing spot. I'm not saying that that's bad. If we bad 2026 or whatever, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and be complaining because you could possibly get an agent. But at the same time, it's like if we're good, I'm not necessarily complaining. Like, yo, Ace or Cooper hit, good, we got our guy. We may not get AJ, but we still got our guy. And Coop, Ace, or whoever we get on this team, let's move forward with that. You got
Right.
Cam, you got
All you
Clowney, you
gotta
got
do is hit
Tariq. If
on
he
that
hit,
guy.
you got our
Right, but
guy.
Well,
So
let him
whatever
finish.
we
LM,
Let him
do.
finish. Let LM finish. Finish, LM.
No, I was just saying that I'm not saying that we shouldn't tank for 2026. If anything, to Paul's point, maybe we do tank organically, like we're trying to win games, but we just losing. So it could be that. But necessarily, if the team is good in 2025 with Ace or Cooper, whoever we get, I'm not necessarily going to be mad at that. Oh, we got our guys. The same thing that with Palos jumping in his second year when Orlando made the fifth seed. Like you got something in the hit. There's no necessarily a need to tank if you got your guy already in a Coop or Ace. These guys hit. They're generational talents. All right,
Yeah,
we
but
got our
Orlando
guy.
already had Franz
Cam is
Wagner.
yeah,
you
but
don't know that though. Come on.
Paulo is better than Franz though at this point in time. Like and as
Yeah,
much
but
as I
Franz
love
is number
Franz,
two.
Paulo is a yeah. So I mean, if
Right.
Cam develops as
And
we
Paolo
think,
better be
and,
better
and
than
Cam
France.
is a
He a
number
number one
two,
overall pick.
and yeah, and Paulo is listen, Franz is a good number two, but Paulo is leagues better. Like it's not
Yeah,
even a
but
discussion.
and the
That's what
thing
we're
is,
trying to
they
find out. Can Cam Thomas be that Franz Wagner? And Leaf, go ahead. Can I finish after Leaf, please? Because I
Franz
got
Wagner,
something
he's
to
bigger
say.
than
Go ahead.
Cam, my bro. That's bad
well
comparison.
the
Nah,
only thing
we're
the only
talking
thing I
about
would
Cam.
say.
Okay, Jamal Murray is Okay, go ahead, Leaf. I'm sorry, my bad.
Nah, it's cool. Nah, the only thing I would
Go
say,
ahead, Leaf.
listen, LM was 100% right. If we hit on Ace Bailey or Cooper next year, then that's the guy. Then we got the guy already, bro. The rest of the draft picks is going to be built. The rest of the draft picks is probably going to be used on maybe a third or fourth option or role players,
Right, that's what I meant.
and
That's what I
then you
mean.
still got free agency, and you can use most of our free agency is probably going to be on role players. Our number two, our best number two option is probably already in the league already. We just ain't trade for him. That's
Oh,
realistically
I
what
knew
it
you'd
is.
bring that up. I knew you'd bring up the trade thing, Leaf. I just knew that,
Because
man.
Yeah,
because the thing is, bro, like you listen, teams don't win strictly out of the draft. They win by maybe drafting one or two players, and then the rest of their players they either sign or trade for, and they get in
Right, but
steals.
who's the
Nah, Leaf,
GM,
we're
Leaf?
talking
Wait,
about
Leaf. Who's
for
the
the
GM? Who's the guy that's
past two
horrible at
streams.
making trade moves,
Right.
though, Leaf? That's the thing. We can't do it a third
The
time and
GM
screw
that we
ourselves
got right
over.
now, which is
Yo,
exactly one of
John,
the
can
reasons.
can
Hold on, I'm gonna finish
go ahead.
which is exactly one of the reasons, bro, why I don't think we're getting the number one pick this year. I feel like we're better off with the number two pick because the thing is, the expectations is probably lower just off the strength that we know that Cooper Flag is going to be that just because of imagery and likeness already. He's already getting invites to Team USA practices and shit. Ace Bailey ain't get that. Dylan ain't
Yeah,
get that.
so
Nobody
did
else in the
Christian
draft ain't
Leighton
get that
though.
shit.
That's that Christian Leighton shit. That don't study
Yeah,
that
no,
shit.
no, I know that is, but just
I've seen this before.
yeah, no, I seen it too. I seen it too, which is one of the reasons why I think we're better off with the number 2 pick because we don't get held with the Cooper. We don't get held with the Cooper Flag expectations.
If
The thing
we
is,
have a top
the thing
3
is,
pick, we Gucci.
yeah, but the thing is, Ace Bailey could fly under the radar, bro, while Cooper Flag is being looked at as the guy.
I don't think Ace is going to fly under the radar. From what I heard, I just heard a report about him. This guy's very talkative on the court. He's definitely not a shy guy. This is a
I'm
guy that's
gonna
very
piss
active.
off Leaf right
what I'm
now.
hearing.
I'm gonna piss off Leaf right now, big time. Let me jump
damn.
into this because I'm
I got my popcorn.
I'm about to side with Priest. I'm about to side with Priest and
Side with
say
Priest
we need to
about
draft
what?
Dylan Harper.
That's fine with
About
me.
drafting Dylan Harper.
That's fine with me. That's
Dylan
fine with me.
Harper
I didn't have a
is
problem with that.
Dylan Harper as of right now. I did my homework on everything, and I spoke to a couple. Like I had an opportunity to go into scouting to guys, and I spoke to these guys, and they spoke about Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper, from what they said, is what's his name? Jalen Brunson, who's in 6'6" body, who can guard multiple positions. And if we're drafting somebody like Dylan Harper right now into Brooklyn Nets, who can guard and control the tempo and do everything that Jalen Brunson doing as of right now on offense, we right now we're having conversation about what we doing next. We talking
Right.
about this is the best complementary piece to Cam Thomas because they can switch both guard position depending on the matchup. Because Dylan Harper already is a good defender.
Not athletic enough for me.
And,
That's the problem. Is the athleticism?
but he's a good defender. But he's a good defender, and he can control the tempo.
Or Ace,
Dylan Harper can control the tempo of the game.
If we leave Ace Bailey on the board and we draft Dylan Harper, bro, we basically drafting Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan.
Ooh, now your comparison makes a little sense.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that big time. Dylan Harper, as of right now, is if this guy's talking about if he is Jalen Brunson in 6'6" body, you pick that over Ace Bailey right now.
What?
And he's NBA ready?
Hell no.
We talking.
Absolutely not.
Ace Bailey's a 5'2" player.
We don't know how good is Ace Bailey going to be. We don't know. If he's T-Mac,
we do know how good
T-Mac over Jalen Brunson.
We do know how good he's gonna be.
You talking T-Mac? You taking T-Mac over Jalen Brunson?
Bro, I'm taking T-Mac, PG, and Kevin Durant over Jalen Brunson. Yes, I am.
That's not.
Yes, I am. The reason being
Jalen Brunson, Jason Kidd, and Chauncey Billups over T-Mac, KD, and that guy. I'm taking that guy. You know why? Because I can build my team around better.
Don't leave.
All right.
No, you're not. You're not taking them over, and I'm gonna tell you why, bro. Because what you're basically saying is that there's a guard in a draft that's better than what could possibly be the second coming of Kevin Durant.
Right, and you're talking about KD who never achieved. Hold up, you're talking about Ace Bailey who don't know where to pick his shot, and there's a lot of things that happening in his game where he don't understand the game and the game flow. That's what the problem was. KD every time wherever he went, only time he achieved some success was in Golden State, and you know why? Because he was in the flow of the system. Can we put that flow of the system?
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, bro. Who did Cam Thomas play better alongside of, Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving?
Ooh. good question, man.
Cam Thomas
Uh,
never played with Kevin Durant like that. You're gonna say 3 games he played with Kevin Durant
They
was
played
like
great
Okay.
together.
something.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Cam
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas
Thomas
and
and
Yeah. Yeah.
KD
KD
No. No.
played
No.
never
No.
great
No.
played
No. No.
together,
like
they
that.
man.
barely played.
They
I'm gonna
played
tell you
great
why.
together.
Because the thing is, you saying that he never played next to Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant was a little older and that was post Achilles. Now you basically getting a reincarnating version of him, bro, at the age of 19, and you telling us to draft Dylan
Ooh,
Harper. That's what you
ooh,
telling us
wait.
to
That
do.
was that
You're
Yo,
was
telling us
good.
to
I'm
That's
draft
ready
actually
to
Dylan
good. That
go.
Harper,
was
bro.
actually
Cam
Nah,
Thomas
but
is
if you
22, and
put
you basically
somebody
getting a
like
reincarnated version of Kevin Durant back on the Nets, back
All
on
right.
the
So
Nets at
y'all,
6'10".
y'all could argue that after my go.
no,
Did my
no,
go
no,
yet?
no.
Yeah, you
Ace
wait, let
Bailey,
everybody tell me
Ace
real quick.
Bailey is not Kevin Durant by a mile. The whole thing about it, Kevin Durant already knew how
All
to
right. We're
score
not.
and
Let's not argue about
knew
Kevin
So
how
wait,
to.
Durant.
SL. So is Dylan Harper James Harden?
He's been
What?
compared to him.
Dylan Harper? Nah,
Yeah.
he more
Dylan
compared to
Harper is
like
like a
Jalen
Brunson to me.
Brunson,
So
between
so so
Jalen
you trying to
Brunson and
convince
Chauncey
me that
Billups.
Dylan Harper is Jalen Brunson and James Jalen Brunson and James Harden, but I can convince you that Ace Bailey is Kevin Durant, T Mac, and PG. How that work?
Can I go?
Yeah, let
He's not
everybody
a
Nah,
go. Let
go
me
ahead,
talk
superstar.
Kev.
real quick. We'll come back to this conversation. Let
All
everybody
right.
go
So
first.
the first thing I got to do is preface it to say that I only got to see like highlights and I got to see all of the McDonald's game. And what I was saying is, I'm gonna reserve whatever I say about Ace Bailey. I feel like I haven't seen him enough because when he was in the McDonald's game, he wasn't really that impressive. Neither was Flash.
Exactly.
But I'm saying Dylan Harper was impressive. So was Boogie Flan. But I'm saying, but when I'm saying, so I'm gonna save the stuff for Ace Bailey till I actually see him in games before I say, oh yeah, maybe he is the next Durant. So I don't want to disparage him or anything like that now. I do like Dylan Harper.
With Ace
I
Bailey,
did
you have a game
hold on,
IQ questions. That's
hold on,
that's
hold
what
on,
the
hold on, hold
glaring
Well,
on,
you
hold
can't
point
on.
deny
about Ace Bailey.
athleticism
Hold
though
on,
with
he's got
him.
to play through the season to see. But what
No.
I was gonna say when you're talking about certain guys, this is what I was gonna say. As far as the question was, I'm saying we got to tank, and we got to tank hard for 2 years, and I believe that if you end up with one of the worst 3 records in the league, you're guaranteed at least the 4th pick. Isn't that true?
About.
So
Right.
so what I'm saying is we need to do that twice in a row, no matter how talented we are. And this is another
No.
question that I had for someone who knows, because I don't know this, but when I'm looking at you're talking about Orlando, but when I look at Orlando, when I think about it, I'm like, wait a minute, wasn't all of these motherfuckers lottery picks? Wasn't Suggs a lottery pick? Wasn't Jonathan Isaac a lottery pick? Wasn't
Yeah.
Greg Anthony's son a lottery pick? What? Come on. Now Paolo was the ultimate first pick. But what I'm saying is they had a lot of shots. They had a lot. They've been bad for a really long time. So to say that, well, I mean, eventually they got good enough to make the playoffs or something. It's like, yo, they should have all of this time
There's
later.
only one issue
That's
with
because
that.
they got bigger though. That's
Oh
what the
no,
Nets should
hold on,
do is
There's
get
only
and then
bigger
one
as
yeah,
a
issue
team.
with that.
and then the Wagner brothers, right? Those
Yeah.
guys too. So I'm saying they've had multiple times where they've had first round picks, the top of the half of the draft. So what I'm saying is we don't have that. We don't have that on our roster right now. And now what
Right.
I'm gonna say is we need like two top 10 draft picks from each year, and hopefully 2 top 5 from each year. That's what we need. We need talent, talent, talent. And as far as I've always been a guy that I said, someone mentioned Sam Bowie, right? You know what happened with the Sam Bowie problem? The thing what happened with them is they did one of the things that I'd never do. If the players are not close, then you never draft for a positional need. You always go for talent. And that's what they did wrong. They said, "Oh no, we already got Clyde Drexler and he's a 2, so let's not draft Michael Jordan." and that was their problem.
Wow.
But
Darko Milicic
Yeah.
stuff.
but the thing that I'm
Go
saying
ahead,
is,
please.
so
I
what
mean,
I'm saying is, if we get
hello.
whoever it is, whether it's Ace Bailey, whether it's Cooper, whether it's Dylan Harper, whoever that person is this year, right? And we play, and right, I mean, whoever it is the next year, right? We've already by that time we've already had this 1 year of Cam Thomas to see, right? We already
Right.
have this year to see how good he really is by himself before that rookie comes, right?
Right.
And now what I'm saying
Good
is,
point.
now the 2025 comes.
Very good point.
We
By
draft
the way,
that guy. We draft that guy, right? So now we have another year possibly to play him with Thomas, right? So now
Right.
this is what I'm saying. Now what I'm saying is we still tank. And then what I'm saying is I never at the end of the 2026, I mean at the end of the 26th season when we're trying to get that other lottery pick, I mean, by that time we'll have 2 more years of Thomas to see is he real or not, and that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is because you shouldn't draft guys to see how well they fit with Cam Thomas. Well, we can't draft this guy because he doesn't fit with Thomas. That's presuming Thomas is a top player. That's not
Right.
presuming
Right.
that maybe he's not. Maybe we need somebody to
there's two
replace this guy.
questions to that.
Yeah, the real
First,
issue
we
here
have
is
to
He is a
know
top
like
questions
what
player.
to
Cam
that.
Thomas.
Come on
There's
now.
mad
Come
question. There's
on
mad
now.
questions to that because the real question is if we tanking next year, bro,
Yeah.
how is it we judge an individual talent? So even if Cam Thomas turns into something, are we gonna put that against him if we tanking to get AJ? Because if that's the case, then they might look.
Good,
I
good
feel like
point.
that's unfair. Because if he gains individual greatness, like he can actually play defense. Oh, he can actually play make. Yes, but they hold that
Yeah, we
against him
shitting on
because
Cam.
we're losing.
So do you think
Even
Thomas
if you
would
get,
want
well,
to
hold on.
re-up
Even
for
if you
2
get an
years? Wait,
AJ,
LM.
so
Wait, LM.
even
Do you
if you
think?
hold on, even if you get an AJ or whatever the case may be, and you have an ace, I feel like that's unfair to Cam because he been proving development, he been improving, but the team is tanking. So the fact of the matter is, they might look at that shit like, oh, we got our guys. All right, Cam, you out of
But
here.
we
But
seen
you
it.
like,
LM.
And
So
we
do you
seen it
think
on both
Thomas would
sides
want
though.
to tank for 2? Wait, do you think Thomas would want to tank for 2 seasons, especially in a contract year where he's putting 2 years of his career on
Hell
hold
no, he's
until
not.
we're ready?
I think
I
No,
mean, do you think
Cam
Thompson will do that or not?
Cam to me has shown that he wants to win. He said it. He says it in his interviews. He said, "Yo, I want to win games." If that's the exact same reason why I
So
said
maybe he
next
won't be
year.
patient. Maybe
So
he'll
you
want to
think
be
Thomas
patient.
will request
But
a
hold on.
trade next summer?
That's why I said I don't know about a trade, but that's why I said next year if you land on Ace or Cooper or Dylan, who's to say, yo, they might try to want to win some games. I'm not saying don't tank because you want to get in that 2026 draft, but I'm saying what if they go against the grain and be
and then
like,
to your
yo,
point,
we got a
and if
top
front
pick.
office will
Let's try to compete and see what Ace and Cooper can be. If they can be our number one option, yo, screw AJ. Like whoever get AJ, kudos to them. But we got our guy. Cam developed already.
right.
He can play defense. He a better playmaker now. This one season he's developed tremendously. Screw it. We got our 2. Let's surround them with role players. Let's
No,
get this show on the road.
LM,
Like
I
this,
really
it
like
may
all that,
not be.
but imagine this though. Imagine if we do everything right. If somehow everything goes right, imagine this starting 5 in the future. You got AJ at the 1, Cam at the 2. You got Cooper, Ace at the 3, Clown at the 4, and Clash at the 5. If that was the Nets' ultimate goal in these next 2 years, you got your starting 5 set in stone. Then it's just your bench, and then
But
whoever's
John,
going to
this,
be
Now
best
let
so
me
picks.
ask you this.
hold on. Let me
Let me
ask,
ask you
hold on.
this.
Let me
But
bring.
that's
Let me bring this up.
that's
Let me bring this up.
management though thinking that
Hold
though.
on, John. Let me
That's
bring this up real
ultimate
quick,
goal.
and then anybody, and then the rest of y'all can go. Right. So realistically, let's say we get Ace at 2. Right. Let's say we get Ace at 2. We get the number 2 pick. You think we get AJ next year, and they let us get 1 next year?
I mean, it's
No,
not impossible, but I
never
don't know if it's
happened.
possible right now. I'm
No,
not
I'm
going to
saying
say it's
y'all act like
impossible.
it's a lottery. It ain't like they got a choice of the matter.
That's
That's what
true.
I'm
That's
saying. You
true.
can't. You got to
No,
choose.
but if
To
you
No,
me,
look at
you
the
because
gotta
it's not a
tank.
percentages,
guarantee
never.
you're gonna get AJ.
No,
There's no guarantee we're getting any top pick, but you gotta tank. The tank gives you the guarantee that you're gonna get like a top 4
No, but
if
look
you're
at
I'm
the
not
looking
teams
against
at.
that
it. I'm
tank
not
for
against
multiple
that.
years.
I'm not saying that you're wrong in that. I'm saying I don't think the league is going to reward us with top picks in 2 years.
It doesn't.
I'm not
They
saying don't
they
tank,
may want
but
us.
Look
They
at
know it's
Detroit.
Brooklyn. They know it's Brooklyn.
No, look at Detroit. They won like they've been
Exactly.
having worst record for how long?
yeah, but they've landed
Yeah, but
at
they were
4
five
years
supposed to
now,
compete
for
last
and
year.
they got a
consecutive
SL,
good
they were
one
supposed
draft.
to
I mean,
compete
number
last year,
one out of
though.
that.
No, but SL, they were supposed to compete last year. Their organization screwed
Look
that
at
one up. They
Boston.
didn't sign
Look at
talent at that
Boston.
point.
Didn't
Yeah, but that
Boston
Boston was
didn't
because of us,
Boston get
though.
Tatum and Brown back to back?
Boston was competing.
But that was
They
because
were
of us,
getting our
though.
That was
picks.
because of us,
No,
LVO.
no,
They
you're
don't mind
saying it was
us.
because of us, but they still had the league didn't come in and say, "Oh no, we can't have y'all
Hmm?
get a top guy," right?
Well,
Yeah,
No,
that's
because
but then you
we
have
was
to
Boston.
look.
losing.
What's his name? Now, rating for the NBA. The Boston is a
What I'm
legit
Right,
saying is
franchise.
y'all
I've been
putting too
there.
Boston was
much
the
into the
in
league.
the
Y'all
years
putting
that
too
Boston
much
got
into the
Tatum
league.
in Brown, they was fourth in the East. They
Yeah, but
wasn't.
that's
They was
but what
winning
I'm
games.
saying is they didn't say, well, we're not gonna allow it. So I'm saying if we
Yeah,
tank,
cause of us. That
yeah, but
if it
I'm
was
saying,
just them, they
but they
probably
knew
still would
that
have gotten
they
the
knew
number
that,
one pick.
but they already knew that was our pick.
Hey,
I mean,
Scott.
that's what happens when you make a trade with one of the
Hey, what's up,
greatest
John?
franchises in the
Yeah, my
league.
brother.
Yo, somebody
Brooklyn
got the
boy.
Not
reverb on
much.
there
How you
heavy.
doing?
All right, so here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. When it comes to
Yo, why you sound like that? You sound like you on top of the Empire State Building.
Who, me?
No, I think it's an
Wait,
echo.
Scott. Go
Yeah.
back out and then come back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, sounding like that too. I'll be right back.
We okay now?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah, you
But
good.
sound good.
All right.
yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Like I would want Cooper
there's a
Ace, but
scenario where we could compete after next year, but the thing is, this is the risk of getting a play-in. Because I don't think it'd be playoff. I think it'd be play-in. Is the risk of a play-in worth more with that 2026 pick, where it could actually go from top 5 to top 10? Or are we willing to take that risk if we get Cooper Ace? That's what Brooklyn management's gonna have to ask themselves, not us, Brooklyn management, because that's their decision.
I agree, but the league is so unpredictable. Like these guys, the draft picks, they want to win. They haven't
Right.
had experience in the league yet, like these vets, who in free agency is only going to
Right.
be there for the
We also
money.
haven't built anything either,
So
LM. We've been trying to buy a championship in
Yo,
Brooklyn for years now, and
John,
that's done nothing for the
you're not,
team.
John, you're not taking into account that the fact which market we play in. We play in one of the biggest market, if not the biggest market to talk about.
I
And
understand that
there's
stuff. We've been
only
turning over
four
the
of them.
roster
And
every
there's
year,
only
though.
four of them. Let's not forget who our owner is and what we're doing. The whole thing about it, if we trying to draft a superstar right this year, if we trying to draft a superstar, we're building him, and then we're looking like who we need on that team to complement. Cam Thomas is off right now showing us if he's. This is why I ask like, if Cam Thomas is Jamal Murray, if Cam Thomas is that Jamal Murray next to superstar, let's say it's Dylan Harper, right? Or Ace Bailey. He's that, then we already got two pieces to go along. What's his name? Noel Clowney. Noel Clowney is a piece because he can replicate whatever Nick Claxton doing. We know that because already that in the G League and already he did that in NBA. Okay, so I hear myself. There's some background
You gotta
going
come.
on.
You gotta leave and come back.
I'm coming back.
We okay now?
think so.
No, Scott, it's your mic
so.
again.
It's my mic. I'm gonna change it out.
All right. No, but
Yeah,
like,
like
Yo, I'm back.
I don't know. I think it's just we gotta look
All
at the trajectory of if listen, these guys are lottery picks, you know what I'm saying? Whoever team that they're on, they're gonna immediately make some sort of impact.
Can I
So
say one thing real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, bro.
When I was out, right, I just looked at Orlando, right, from 2013 to 2018, right? From
Mhm.
2013 to 2018, 6 years in a row, they had a top 10 pick. Only 2 of them was from other teams. So they kept losing and losing at least 4 out of them 6 years. From 2013 to 2018, they just kept losing, and they got all of these guys. Remember Mo Bama? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
saying they got a
Aaron
lot, and
Gordon.
that's only through 2018. If we could go even farther, so I'm saying they've been losing for about 10 years now, and it's not all been through trades. I mean, it's not all through other teams thinking and they having their pick. They've been stinking themselves. Remember Mario Hinoza?
yeah.
Zona, come on, he was a top 6. Come on, it's their
I
fault.
mean, it happens, LBL. Not
I'm
every team's
saying no, but I'm
rebuild
saying it's
goes the
their
right
fault.
way.
They're bad and they're picking guys, and the guys are not really that good. And so
Right.
then there you go. So what I'm saying is we could draft 2 years in a row and hopefully draft correctly and get 2 top 4 players. If we do that, then and at the same time, Clowney and Thomas are developing. That's what we're talking about. But in that second pick, what I'm saying is I'm not picking that second pick based on who we got. I'm picking that. I'm saying that 26 pick. I'm not picking that person based on, oh, we already got Thomas, we already got Clowney, we already got Claxton. I mean, by
Best talent available.
exactly. And if it's the best talent available, one of y'all might have to bounce. So what?
Ooh.
That's
Okay.
that's how you
mean,
win. That's how you
I think
win.
every rebuild looks different though.
Not
Like
for a low
Orlando's
round pick,
Orlando
bro.
way was Orlando way. I think for us, I'm not saying we can't take the same route, but realistically, if we get if we get to 2025, and then you get Ace or whatever the case may be, or Kuba or whoever you get, and however the lottery falls next year, 2026, let's say you land at 6 or 5 or 7 or whatever the heck may be. Not to say you can't get top 3, but let's say you land outside the top 3. From what I'm hearing of 2026, it's going to be a lot of elite players in that draft. Besides AJ Coop and
All right.
AJ Boozer and
So let me ask
Caleb
you this.
Wilson.
If what's the name has a great season, right? Like, and we see, oh man, he might be like Durant, right? Like I'm saying, what's his name this year, right?
Ace Bailey.
Ace Bailey, and we draft him, right? Then we tank again, right? And now we got the chance at the top pick. Are you not taking the Banster because we already got Ace Bailey?
Hell no, we taking AJ.
Nah, you take
So that's
AJ.
what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is we don't.
So then
if we
why
don't
do
land
that
that
for
one.
Cam Thomas? But so then
Well-
why pussyfoot around Cam Thomas?
Well, I'll tell you
That
this,
doesn't make sense.
LBL. If we have AJ and Ace on this team in the starting lineup, then Thomas's role in that starting lineup gets questionable because you could play AJ or Ace at the 1 and the 2. Where's Thomas going to play at that point?
No, but
That's when it
my
gets
thing is, why not put Cam
Hold
at the
on.
1?
Hold
If
on,
we
what are you
draft
saying,
BJ
Jonathan?
Edgecombe,
No,
Why not
I'm
put
just,
Cam at
I'm
the
just
1?
saying, LBL. If we did get AJ and Ace in back-to-back drafts, you play either them at the 1 or the 2. It's almost like where does Thomas go after that?
But John, if Cam improves on his playmaking or whatever the case may be, thanks to Horty, why not? If Horty might be like, yo, you trying to play the 1? Because realistically, AJ and Ace is starting. They're not coming off the bench. So
Right.
you might have to, if you want to stay in this lineup, that might be your position you're going to have to play.
That's when Thomas's playmaking would have to be critical. So you have AJ and Ace in that
But
lineup.
that's what
Thomas
I'm-
would
but-
have to
but
be the
that's why
1 at that point.
But that's why
Would
I'm
have to
trying
be.
to say. That's what my argument is against. Stop drafting with mind of because let's say it's somebody else. Let's say it's somebody else who actually is, way better than like suppose the 26 pick is not AJ, but it's somebody who's way better than Claxton or way better than Clowney. I'm still gonna take him regardless if we have Clowney or him. You got to take the
Yeah.
best talent available.
to the
That's
whole
true.
room, to everybody in here, if you draft
Right.
BJ Edgecombe, or if you have the opportunity to draft BJ Edgecombe, you're not gonna do it? 'Cause
Oh,
he's a shooting guard?
Yeah,
If
no,
we have,
I'm
if we
doing
have the
that.
3rd or the 4th pick, I'll consider it. I really like Edgecombe's game, man.
Yeah. If you're talking about 4th, 5th pick, yeah. But you're talking about number 1, Listen, respectfully,
I'll tell
nah, I
you,
gotta go
Edgecombe
with
will be the
Kool-Aid
wild
on
card.
The
If he had
second,
his athletic ability on this team, he's a 3-level scorer. This team offensive would be great
the
in a few years.
second,
If he had
hey,
anything to that.
the second part of that is, let's say Cam has a decent year, but it's not as a point guard. Let's say he has a decent year this year, right? And then you get that pick and you draft Edgecombe. Are you gonna re-sign Thomas?
Yeah,
I
because
would.
Edgecombe doesn't play the one, and Edgecombe can
No,
play
I'm
2
saying
or
if it
3.
already is proven that
100%.
Cam can't play the one either.
Then
100%.
Well,
you
yeah,
have to
play,
find a
get him
point
on, then
guard and
put it.
draft a
You
You
great
have
sign
to,
him.
pick.
Yeah,
I
you
you,
have
think.
to
you
find a
have to
point guard.
re-sign
There's
Cam.
Yeah,
plenty
You
of
sign
point
him,
guards
bro.
in
You
2020 in that
you
2025 draft you can get.
yeah.
so you wouldn't think about trading Cam for a point guard?
Nah,
No,
No, wait,
nah.
what would you trade Cam
no,
for? What is
not at all.
Cam's trade value,
It
guys? Let's
depends.
go
Yeah,
around with that.
it
What is
depends
Cam's
on
trade
what you're
value?
getting back.
Like, I want
I'm
to
not
understand what
going.
his trade value
If you
is
can
right
get a
now.
Dink Pate or something, or like a what's this, Boogie Flans or something like that. If you can get that with
Right.
one of them lottery picks, I'm not trading Cam. That's our point guard right there.
No, that's a good
I
point,
think if
LL.
you
We
don't get
should be
Jalen,
getting a
But
guard
no,
with
but
one
I
of our
said in the
draft picks next
scenario
year.
that you
Sure.
still getting Edgecombe. That's what I'm saying. You draft the talent. You don't draft for a position. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I
but
mean,
the whole thing
so you
about
saying
it,
if you drive Edgecombe at 5 or something, that's
5,
what you're
right?
saying?
No, I'm saying
So
go
if we
ahead.
get the 5 pick and you drive Edgecombe and Cam is still on the team, do you trade him? That's what you're saying?
I'm saying that's the possibility you should be thinking about.
But what were you going to
Nah,
trade
I'm
him
not
for?
trading
Wait,
Cam even if
LBL,
you
what would you
drive
trade
Edgecombe.
Cam for, though? Because if you trade him to a team and they steal him
Unless it's
from
for
us,
something
not a
good.
bad
I'm not
deal.
trading Cam. Let me put it a different way. If it's something good, then yeah. If it's like for scraps, nah, I'm keeping Cam.
Yeah,
But
because
it got to be for something good.
what's Cam worth?
You're
The
not gonna
first,
give
the
us
second
scraps.
round pick? Like, I don't know what his value is right now
Yeah,
because of
like
his
what? It depends on
liabilities.
what the value is. If you're talking about first, if you're talking about Mikel deal for Cam,
No,
I don't know. I
no.
don't
Yo,
know if
come
you're
on.
getting that for Cam.
Maybe
But
2
so I might as
firsts
well keep him.
at most. I'm not going any further than that, though, if we're
Yeah,
trading
like
Cam.
I don't. Yeah, like it
I
depends. I
feel
might as
like
well keep him. He got value
I
here.
feel like
He
what do you
homegrown.
well that begs the question, what's his value right now? I'm not talking now about to us, because to us it's a great value, right? Because he's the only scorer we got.
No,
But what's his value
that's
around the league
but
now?
that's what Portland came to. What's
Probably
his
a
name
6-man
during
LBL, like you've been
CJ?
saying. That's what I've heard from
No, I'm
NBA
saying
insiders.
Probably
who I'm saying what team out there, if we like say Cam gets off to a good start, he's averaging 25 a game, and then somebody's like, man, we could sign and trade for him, and but I'm saying, aren't we gonna ask for like what's gonna be his value? That's what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, you got to
I
look at
don't know.
teams.
It depends on who the players you. It
If
depends on
he's,
a lot. The team, the
it
players
depends
that
on
they
the
looking,
team,
they
yeah,
asking for. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot that
But
plays
I'm
into
gonna
that.
just put it this way: a lot of teams wouldn't mind having somebody scoring 25 points.
If Thomas
I
was
know
on the
if
If
Cam
Thomas was
coming off
on the
that Boston
Nuggets,
bench,
that would be bad for the league. If
them
Thomas was
niggas
on the
might
Nuggets team
repeat
right
for
now,
years.
imagine Russell Westbrook running point and Cam is catching shooting
No, I
off
can
that
give
bench
you
for
a
the
team. I
Nuggets.
can give
That
you
would
a
be
team
scary.
that can trade for
I've
Cam
seen it.
Thomas. Is
Because I've
Denver
seen
Nuggets.
positional stuff work both ways. Like remember how Magic just dissed D'Lo so much because he knew he was getting Lonzo. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, and then it's like, oh, we not keeping him. Get rid of D'Lo. We don't need him. We're gonna get Brook, right? And they got Brook, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes, and he did try to devalue him to justify getting
Hold
Brook,
on.
right?
What about LA Lakers trading for Cam Thomas?
I was
Now what?
thinking that a few seconds ago, SL, but
I
I
mean,
don't
who
know if
would
the
we get
Lakers
back?
have assets though that they'd want
No,
to give
you
us.
Who would y'all want back?
Nah,
Yeah.
they don't have any
The
picks.
whole thing about it, Cam Thomas contract is ain't worth shit. He's a minimal contract. Ain't we ain't talking about like
But that
moving like
means
20 million.
he's a RFA, right?
Yeah, RFA, yeah. So the
Right,
best time to trade him would be in the off
but they're
season, not in the
getting his
season.
bird rights, and the whole thing about it, they giving us what? If Cam Thomas is situation like Denver
They
Nuggets,
don't have any
let's say
picks. They don't have any
Denver
picks.
Nuggets.
They don't have no
They need
picks.
a score. They need a score too. Like let's say Jamal Murray's like humble. They need another score.
Yeah, Jamal Murray
They
is
can do
fragile.
they
Yeah.
exactly. He plays like 50 games a season. So they need a score like at the guard position and somebody like Joker. And we know Cam Thomas is a great catch and shoot shooter, and he can score. Like team like that can use him, and like we thinking about Cam Thomas as some type of like uh, can he be like that guy like Cam Thomas? What we should be thinking like can Cam Thomas be a good role player to players like Joker, LeBron, somebody like that? Like that's why I said Dylan Harper.
And
Dylan
I'm not
Harper
saying,
is
yeah, and I'm not saying I'm quick to just trade Thomas, but I'm saying I
Yeah.
can say I have a lot of doubt for
Well,
his
there's a lot of
ceiling.
question marks.
I
Well,
have a
Elbow,
lot of
I have a
doubt
good
for his
question for
ceiling.
you. Let's say Thomas wants to go against Brooklyn Nets management, given all the bad publicity they've gone to. Say Thomas is like, I like this team, I think we could win. What if Thomas goes against them? Do you think that would force Sean Marks to consider trading him if he's going against what they want?
What do you mean?
Like say the Nets are winning next season and Sean doesn't want that. He tells them you guys can't do that, and they still keep winning. Do you think he would be forced to trade Thomas at that point?
I think that's a ridiculous
nah,
scenario.
John. That's not how
Him by
they work.
himself is not
Nah.
going to
No,
hold.
It's
because
not how it
LBL,
works.
LBL,
They're gonna bench him.
LBL, there are people who are saying the Nets should be competing for play-in this season.
No,
No,
John.
but I'm
It's
saying,
not
but
how it
Cam
works.
Thomas can't do it by himself.
Right.
Yeah,
So
regardless of
Thomas
what he
isn't
do.
this mythical guy
Yo,
that some
John.
people think
Yo,
he
John.
is.
You heard the
Well,
JJ Reddick comment. You heard the JJ Reddick comment when he was
Well,
talking about the players. He was like, "Yo, as a coach, I never thought I have to deal with player agents so much." And he said it just last night. Just because he was limiting the roles and whatever, we have like most of the fans have no clue what the fuck going behind the scenes. Like you have to deal with the GM, you have to deal with the owners. We know that, but then you have to deal with the teammates, and you have to deal with the player agents, and you have to deal with the family and rest of that bullshit coming up.
No, I'm just
These
saying,
players,
SL, that Thomas and
these
Sean
players,
Marks have not had a
player
good
agents,
relationship in Brooklyn. I'm
player
just
agents,
wait,
John,
SL,
John,
I'm just
player
saying that Sean
agents.
Marks and Thomas have not had a good relationship the last few years, and now Thomas is at a good place where he feels
You
he
don't
wants
know
to go
that.
to that next
You
level.
don't know that.
Yes, they
You
do.
don't know that.
They were
No,
benching
you
him.
don't.
They were SL. Do you see what happened to
That's a,
Thomas last season? They were forcibly benching him when he was playing
that's
good.
how you live. That's
We
negotiating
don't
part.
know if that
That's
was from Marks
negotiating
or the
part
coach.
because once they gonna come to the negotiating table and what's his name negotiate the contract, Sean Marks is gonna be talking way different. It'll be like, yo, listen, I'm looking at your stats, and he'll be saying like, yeah,
They
I
they
put up 25 and 5. And Sean Marks will be like, yeah, that's around 150 mil. Or
they
Sean Marks can bench you and tell you like, yo, listen, you average 10, 3, and 4, and you average, and
but
then
you
it's
can't.
like 90 mil. See the difference?
Yeah, but you
Okay, then.
can't. He can't pick. He ain't going to sit up there and actually pick how many points I need you to score.
Right.
As a
Exactly what they
player,
do. Listen,
I'm playing.
listen to
If I'm
Kenyon
hot,
Martin.
come
Yo,
to
no,
me.
no,
But
Scott. Listen
no,
to
no.
Kenyon Martin,
What?
Gilbert
It's
Arenas, and all them ex-players that
the
explain how
players.
the ex-players that negotiated their contract.
I'll be honest
Listen
with
to
you. I
what they're
think there's a
talking
part.
about.
I'll be honest with you. I think there's a part of Thomas that's going to struggle with rebuilding. I think Thomas knows where he thinks he can be, and with this team, we're not where we can be for a few years now. So
You
I
know
think
how
Thomas will
Gilbert,
struggle
you
a
know
bit
how
with
Gilbert
having to
Arenas
do that, to
negotiated
having to
his
tank.
first contract?
He may,
Hold on,
he
John.
may,
Hold,
Jonathan.
Scott.
He may not care as long as he's getting paid.
That's an interesting
Exactly.
point, but then Thomas has to improve to get that money. Thomas can't just be a good scorer like this, like you've been saying this season. He needs to show more if he wants the
But no,
bag.
I
It's
think
like a
no.
fine
Listen,
line.
if
It's
he
a fine
goes
line for
like if
Cam this
this is his
season.
ceiling,
He has to hit.
listen. If this is his ceiling, right? Like if I said this past season is what he's going to do this season, right? And he
Mhm.
doesn't really markedly improve, but he just still scores 22 a game. He's still getting that 80 million.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Because y'all keep thinking that it's easy to score 20 points. Y'all
He's
think
still gonna
y'all
get
think
that
20
money.
points coming out
It's
of
not easy
everybody?
to find a
Nah,
Cam. It's
nah,
not easy to keep a. It's not
I
even
don't know
easy
where
to find a
people get
Cam in
this
in
from.
this league.
The question is
In
the
the whole
question is
league.
not whether he's
nah,
gonna get
stop,
that.
stop, stop, stop,
The
stop,
question
stop.
is
The
not
whole
whether.
thing about it, the whole thing
Hold
about it
on, hold
is
on,
how
hold
you
on. Hey,
feel.
yo,
How you feel.
SL. Let Cap finish what he was saying before you cut him off. Go
Oh
ahead,
no,
Cap.
I'm saying he's still, because you know what? In a way, it's like he's earned the 20 million. I mean, the 80 million or whatever, right? Or between 80 and 100, whatever the going rate is for
Mm-hmm.
somebody that scores 22 a game, right?
Right,
But
right.
now the question becomes after that is, and that's why I said if the same thing with them, if they're gonna sign them, they gotta sign them to that kind of deal like Cam Johnson has, where it's top heavy for 20
Yes.
for 26 and for the next 2 years, so 26 and 27.
Right,
So that
I
if he
agree.
is not the guy that we want, then his contract is more tradable down the line.
Right.
But now,
Exactly.
but what I'm saying is he'll deserve that money, the 80 million to 100, whatever it is. He'll deserve that. But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean that we have to be the ones to give it to him. So I mean,
Oh, okay.
also, but I'm saying, and I don't have nothing against giving it to him either, because I'm saying, look at what's the name, Malik Monk. He got Fox in front of him, right? But he still got his money, right? Jordan
right.
Clarkson is a known scorer. Nobody can stop him when he comes off the bench, but he still got his money. And this is what I'm saying. So the adjustment for Cam Thomas becomes: listen, if we end up drafting a guy in the next 2 years that actually is a better all-around player at your position, are you okay with getting your money and coming off the bench? That's all.
Yeah, that's going to be the ultimate thing because when the Nets are ready to consent, you have those pieces. Will Thomas want to do that, or do we have to make a big decision? I always keep bringing this up with so many people, you guys included on that big conversation
No,
with him.
first off,
Or
we're not
realistically,
gonna be in that
do
position.
But here's the thing,
or
Jonathan,
do
because we can't draft, we can't, draft, we can't like say he gets the good deal, right? Say Thomas gets the, he averages between 22 and 25, and we say, okay, we're gonna give you the 4-year extension. What I'm saying is, but we still draft whoever we draft, and then in 20 we tank and we draft again. What I'm going to say is he can't come back. I mean, we can't draft the 26th person, right? Whoever that is, we can't draft it because, oh no, he plays the same position as Cam Thomas. That doesn't
Right.
make sense. You draft the best player available, whether he's a 2 guard, whether he's
Right.
a point, whether he's a center.
That's Golden State and Monte Ellis situation. I
So,
hear
so,
what you're
so
talking
this is
about.
LBL, so
but here's
take
a
out
good question to
so
ask
take
you
out
for
the Cam
Cam too.
Thomas factors. What you're saying, even his
Golden State,
position.
John,
Cam
hold on.
Thomas ain't
That's
running
what
the
Golden
team.
State.
No, wait,
That's what Golden State.
wait. LBL's
Claxton,
fixing it. What LBL?
I'm saying Cam Thomas ain't right now. He's important to us as a
Right.
lottery team and as a gate attraction and all of that. But what I'm saying is you got to get the best talent available, the best potential talent available for this year. I mean,
Right.
this draft and then in the next draft. And what I'm saying is,
LB, to your point, it happened before with Golden State when it happened to what's his name. They had Steph Curry and Monte Ellis. They had situation on what we're
exactly,
gonna do,
Monte
this
Ellis
and
was
that,
good.
and after that, they drafted Klay Thompson in the second round, Draymond Green,
Ooh,
and Klay
right.
Thompson when he came up. They had somebody competent. This is why I was talking about the front office, why it's important. The whole thing about it, when competent front office has some situations like that, they talking about, listen, Monte Ellis is expendable commodity. At that time, you move Cam Thomas for whatever you can get. It's gonna whatever you can have.
And he
It's
got a
gonna be
similar
whatever.
and he got a similar game to Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas got a similar
Right,
Monte Ellis game.
right. The whole
Wow,
thing,
that's interesting parallel.
the whole thing about it. After that, you're gonna have to have a competent front office that can execute certain questions. Like Clay Thompson was okay. I'm going different way there. The whole thing about it. If we facing type of situation, then yes, we can go over there. But the whole thing about it, in next 2 years, we're not gonna have the same situation because if we drafting Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, like my point is, if we're drafting Dylan Harper,
Hmm.
we finishing the conversation about trading Cam Thomas because the next draft don't have a shooting guard like Cam Thomas,
Or at
or
least
on
that's
par
what you
to be,
think.
or on par to
But
be
so what you're
on the
saying is,
level Cam.
so let me get this straight. Let me make sure I'm understanding you correctly. You're saying if we, if we end up with Dylan Harper, like we lose out on the forwards, right? And we get
Right,
Dylan Harper, right? And we have him and Cam Thomas in the backcourt, right? You're
right.
saying the 26th draft, we get a chance to get the Benster. We're not taking him.
No, I'm saying completely different thing.
Oh, you're
If we
saying whoever is the
no
top
no
two guard, we're
no,
not taking him.
I'm not the I'm going different direction. Let me stop. This is why I was trying to jump in and say like, if we're trying to, if we drafting Dylan Harper, we
Yes.
can get Brandon because we're gonna have a lot of cash to spend, and we can re-sign Cam Thomas to a lucrative contract that you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
we can front load that contract and
Yes.
be very, very lucrative for
Uh
us
huh.
going forward.
Yeah.
And we can like what we did to what's his name, uh Nick Claxton. Like
Yeah.
his first year is gonna be 27,
Yeah. I got
26
you.
mil.
I got you. Go ahead.
Then it's gonna be 25. Then it's gonna be
Hmm.
22, and it's gonna be 21.
I want
Yeah.
the same deal for.
The,
I want
the
the same deal
Cam
for
Thomas.
Cam.
You
Yeah.
said sign
Exactly.
Ingram, SL. You said sign Ingram.
Yes, and then we
I'm
gonna have
leery of
about
that.
no,
He wants
hold on,
200 million though,
John,
man.
we're gonna have about 75 mil to spend. Where you spending that money?
I don't know if I
You
want
You
to
want to
give
give
can
that
Ingram
money to
200
You
million
want to give
though.
that to
That's
I
all.
would
Ingram?
never
Ingram wants
sign
200
Ingram
million,
to
man.
more than a 1 year deal
why
while we're tanking.
Ingram puts us in what's his name playing situation right now. If
But
you give Cam Thomas, Dylan Harper, Cam Thomas, Brandon Ingram, Noah Clowney, Nick Claxton, Jalen Wilson, we right there next to what's his name. Name me what's his name teams that gonna be over there outside of Orlando, Knicks. Who else? Like top six. Take them
that's
out.
all. Ingram works
Seven,
better
What
eight.
I'm
with two
saying is,
So,
stars
Who's
than by
not? Who
but
we
himself.
can
hold on.
compete
So
with? Who
here's a
who
question
we
you
can
really
compete?
gotta ask though, right? Here's a question you really gotta ask in terms of Cam. Who's to say? And I think he may have to. And I think Cam should take a Carl Anthony Towns approach. If
Ooh.
anything,
Right.
yo, they drafted Edwards. Yo, Edwards is better than you, bro. Respectfully, we're not gonna trade you to another team, but you okay with being the second option? You not the guy no
Mm.
more.
And Cat
There you
was
go.
number one
And that's
There
a
pick.
you go.
question that you might have to ask him. Like, yo, realistically, this is our guy. We not
Well,
saying we gonna split y'all up, but are you okay with being
Nah,
second fiddle
he'll
or
be
third
okay.
fiddle?
He'll be
Honestly,
okay.
it
And if
it
you're
shouldn't
okay with
matter.
that, then
It shouldn't matter if Thomas is okay with dropping 20 on the starting lineup or the bench. Shouldn't matter if we're winning. That's what
that's right.
Thomas ultimate goal. I hope
I
that's
agree.
you
ultimate
know
goal.
what,
I
Jonathan,
hope that's
you're
ultimate
right.
goal for this team.
You're right. But there are certain people in this room now that it matters more to.
Yeah, but
I think
LBL,
it's
They
the thing
wrong.
is
I
like
just
this:
want
they like
Cam
we have
on
a
Thomas
Brooklyn,
stacked
so
team, and he's
much.
realistically.
dropping.
They
We
feel
have a
like
stacked
that's a
team, and he's
slap in the
dropping
face.
20 off the bench. We're winning. That should be the goal here. Not that
To
we
be
have to
fair, I
compromise.
don't care what role Cam has as long as he on
Yeah.
Brooklyn. I think we should have homegrown talent that we should keep on the team with players that want to be here. Claxton could have went anywhere, but he stayed. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to reward guys with loyalty at some point. Yeah, Claxton may not be an Embiid or a Giannis or whatever the case may be, but yo, he is certified Brooklyn net. He wanted to stay here. He wanted to stay with the guys. He wanted to stay with Cam, Dayron, Derek, all these guys, and see what could potentially happen here. I think you should, reward loyalty in some sense of, yo, these
I
players not really leaving. They love Brooklyn.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like
I
that should
don't
play a part.
I don't
And you
agree.
can close
I don't
with
agree with
Thomas in the
that.
starting
I don't
lineup.
agree with that. Like, if in 2 years, right? Because I'm gonna tell you, like, let's say this, like about say 2 years ago, that's when we heard about what's the name, right? Wemby, right?
Right.
Right? Because we didn't really hear, like, we might have heard about him like his last year in France, like, whoa, this kid, right? And he just did his first rookie year, right? So what I'm saying is, if in 2 years there's a dude that emerges and you could see, oh, this dude is way better than Claxton. I'm not gonna keep Claxton if we got a chance to get this guy.
Facts.
I don't,
Man,
Nobody would deny with
I
you on
don't
that
know.
one,
What
man.
if
Nobody would
if
disagree on
I
that
could?
one.
I don't
I mean,
care
it
if he got.
depends.
I don't care if he still got 2 years on his deal. I'm
Well,
like, yo.
they have the cap space to finagle
Oh no, I'm
things.
saying cap space. I understand that,
Yeah,
and
Claxton
especially,
gone.
and that's the
Claxton
advantage
gone,
of,
man. Right.
and that's the
It's
advantage
it's
of
hard to
drafting
find
young
somebody
guys.
with
Yeah.
Claxton's
And that's
defensive
we should
versatility.
overpay. We
Right,
should
but
overpay our
LM, it's
veterans.
the offensive
Yeah, but we
versatility that
already
needs to
got
work
that in
on.
Clowney, LM.
Overpay our
Right, but it's
veterans.
gonna be hard. Who do you really think in the next
Underpaid
few?
other
I'm not
guys.
saying that there's not somebody that's gonna come along, but that's the center position. If anything, if there's another center that you talking about that's possibly a Wimby level that we can tank for in the next few years, then I get where you're coming from. But
Oh, and here's the
realistically,
other
right
thing.
I
now,
mean,
as far as we can see, it's
Yeah.
only AJ and Ace
LM,
and Cooper right
there
now.
is somebody. LM,
Like,
Ace,
there is somebody.
Ace is
LM, there is somebody. Olivier
Ace
Ryu,
is the
man.
guy,
That
man.
big
But
man,
hold
we're
eight-footer,
not
on.
gonna
man.
get him.
But hold on.
Yo,
But
we
hold on.
should
Ace
No,
though.
is
You
the
talking about
guy,
the next
though.
Wemby? That guy
But listen. But
matches
listen.
Wemby
What
a little
about
bit.
now? Here's the other thing you got to think about, right? Now here's the other thing you got to think about. Suppose we get two guys out of this draft, right? Like we get, we get one of the top picks out of this draft, and then because we have all those other picks, we get another guy, right? This year,
Round 10 or
and
11.
then next year we get another top 5 guy, right?
Right.
Now, here's what I'm gonna say is you also have to start thinking about these contracts that you paying all these guys in, because you want these young guys who are going to be the nucleus. And remember, we still got Clowney, right?
Yeah.
Right,
You
right.
want to be able to
No, you're
afford
talking
to
about
keep
OKC
all of these
situation right
guys.
now.
And you
Right.
can't afford to
OKC
keep all of these
situation.
guys if you start paying guys just because they're 20-point scorers. I'm gonna give you 40 million. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
You can't afford to do that. Not if
No.
they're not on the same. And Cam Thomas ain't even old, so I'm saying, he's
Yeah,
still a young guy. But
he
I'm
has a
just
big
saying,
question mark.
I'm not
There's a
even
big
gonna lie. The
question
only
mark with
per-
Cam
only
because we
person on
haven't
the
known.
team I'm really not focused on trading would be Cam. I'm
Yeah,
not even gonna hold
because
you. Everything else is fair game.
his
If
potential
I'm really
is
being
there.
honest.
I think for
Yeah.
Thomas, it's can he be a team player when it matters most if the Nets need him to sacrifice at a certain point in the next few years. That's what's going to come down to.
I
It's not
think
his
what
scoring.
it
It's not what he
is
I
can
we
got a
look
do.
at
real.
him.
It's going to be
We
something
For
like
me,
that.
his question mark is his ceiling.
Yeah, I
Right.
think we look at him as what everybody tell you that he is. Oh, he's a great scorer, but he don't play no defense. And I'm listening to the NBA players talk about him, and they go, "Whoa, this dude." And
I've
I
always,
don't
Yeah,
know if
the
y'all
players
hear
got
that.
different views.
I
I've
The
don't
always,
know if
players
y'all
always
hear
they
that
always gonna
or
have
y'all
Because
different
just
views.
Scott, you know why
hearing
they say that,
he don't
Scott?
play
Because
no
they
D.
wish they had somebody do that 20 points for them. Because
listen.
they're older guys now. Can't do that by themselves anymore. They wish
No,
they had
I'm just
Thomas
saying they
to do that
saying
for
that
them.
he's nice. They
Well,
saying
y'all
No,
he's
I'm
right.
saying I
nice.
heard that
But
last
we
night.
the fans view players differently than the league and the organization. We
Yeah,
think
like
All the
Mikal is
players.
trash,
like
right?
last
We
night.
think Mikal trash, right? But to the Knicks, that's a piece that they can use to win a
This is
chip.
my point.
Like it's way different.
Last night I got a ride home from a Knicks
No,
fan,
that's
right?
bad example.
I got a ride home from a Knicks fan, right? And he
That's
was
a
Really?
talking
bad
about
example.
my Nets.
Yeah,
You know what he said?
that's a bad example.
What?
He said
Nah,
Cam
it's not a bad
Thomas.
example.
Cam
What did he
Thomas
say?
That's
is
bad.
nice. Yo,
Wait, what did he say,
y'all plan
Bill?
on keeping him?
Whoa.
He was
Nah,
talking about how nice.
let him finish. I'll
He was
explain
talking
that.
about how nice Cam Thomas is. He's like, man, I wish he was on the Knicks, really, because Cam Thomas is nice. And then like I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, You said the same shit about Emmanuel Quickly. So come on.
No. You know what you know what a Knicks fan said on the BQ Hoop show? They said that they wouldn't have Thomas as their 15 man on the Knicks if Thomas was there. I was like, wow,
Oh no,
really?
yeah, but I'm saying,
That was
remember,
wild.
remember. Now I'm saying, I gotta see, and that's another point. Since we talking about this, because this dude hasn't proven himself at all yet, right? I'm saying the guy that the Knicks traded, but and he's much higher than Thomas, right? Barrett. Who do you think is going to be
RJ.
the better player
Yeah,
for
RJ.
their career? Who do you think?
Cool. RJ and who?
No, between RJ and Cam Thomas.
Ooh.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
I mean, it depends. I think so.
Because I
It
can't say
depends
that
on role,
Thomas.
right?
I could say Thomas is a
'Cause
better scorer right now, but I
Way
can't
better.
say.
Way
I would
better
say
player.
RJ's a
No,
more
are you
rigid
it
serious?
scorer.
depends.
Wait, LBL, I would say
You gotta take
RJ's a
role into it too, though. Because remember, they got their main guy is Scotty Barnes. So
Oh no, I'm just
realistically,
saying. No, I
if
understand what you're
RJ is a
saying,
number two to
but I'm
Scotty,
saying by the
then
time
LM,
they
I
hang it up,
LM,
mean,
you
you're
know
gonna say
RJ
Thomas is
Barrett
going to
is a
be better.
trading piece in every conversation right now. Are you
No,
serious?
you know what it is?
I
RJ's
mean,
a more rigid scorer. With Cam, when he's in a good flow, it's seamless. But RJ always seems like he's either good or he really struggles. Like he doesn't have that
He
flow
gives
he's
me,
not
that
really a
Thomas
good a
does.
shooter as
you know
Cam.
what
He's
he
not a
gives
good
me?
creator like Cam.
He
Yeah.
gives me down now. They don't have the same game, but I'm saying he gives me Wiggins vibes.
Ooh, that is a good
Oh
comparison.
hell
I
no.
actually see that.
Like
Yo,
where you
Wiggins is
see
Oh
like
all the
hell
it's like the
no.
same
talent,
thing.
you
Wiggins is the
see all
same
the
thing
talent,
almost.
but you're like, when are
Yeah.
you gonna put it all together?
Now put
Yeah.
him
He
in
might not
Harrison.
never.
No, put him next to Harrison Barnes, not Andrew Wiggins. Please
Nah,
don't
Harrison Barnes
disrespect.
doesn't really jump out, whereas with
No.
Wiggins he jumps
Don't
out,
put
I
you
think
know.
Cam might have the
Andrew
highest
Wiggins
trajectory. I'm not
is
even gonna hold
a
you.
lockdown defender. He's 20-point scorer when his motor is on. The whole point is Andrew Wiggins, his motivation, like he don't have that motor like LeBron, KD, like, but he got all the talent in the world.
Yeah, but RJ really
Harrison
had that
Barnes.
motor with the Knicks until he went back to his hometown, Toronto. That's what kind of what LBL is saying.
Exactly. That's why he's on the trading block and he's Harrison Barnes. Andrew Wiggins is like when Andrew Wiggins, like when he playing on that Andrew Wiggins level, that kid can play.
I don't
Harrison
think.
Barnes is not on that
But
level. Come on.
remember
Let's not
who
do
he
that.
played. But remember who Barrett played for before the trade, because what's the name had him playing everywhere and even playing point guard sometimes.
Talk about Coach Tibbs?
Yeah, and it's like, so he was probably confused by all of that because he's not a Tibbs guy.
Right.
And so, but
And
Tibbs
Masai
played
Ujiri don't like him either.
Who?
One of the better coach evaluator. What's
We'll
your
see.
point?
No, I'm saying we'll see. You saying that he don't like him, but he traded for him.
Because he wanted to unload, what's his name, OG Ananobi. That's a
No,
financial
they
decision.
value RJ as so they have a
No,
core there with
no,
Quickly, RJ,
no.
and
And
Scotty.
he's
That's
on
their
the
core
trading
right there.
block and he's on the trading block already. RJ
That's what
Barrett
you
owns
say.
on trading block.
Okay.
Nah, I don't
that's
think.
what
I
you
think OJ for RJ was just so the Raptors could eventually move him. I don't see that yet. I think they want to give him a chance to be a core piece right now, at least right now, unless something else comes along. You know.
Come on.
But let's
They-
see, because I don't think, so that's my whole point with Thomas is he definitely, if he has another year like he did this past year, hopefully it's better, then he should get his money. He deserves his money. And I think that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking
I
about
think we're
people
looking in the wrong direction. I think we're looking.
Oh no,
I
you
think
gotta pay him regardless though.
Nah, I think we.
Oh,
we
you would let
talking
him walk
about
for
Jordan.
free?
No, you can't let him walk
no.
for free. You can't. That would be
I'm not
awful.
talking about that. I'm talking about Jordi Fernandez. Like we need to evaluate if we're talking about like Kenny Anderson situation because we had Brook Lopez at the time, and Brook Lopez wasn't a bum. He was 20-5 player, 20-5 All-Star, and we're talking about like. Did he fit his situation? Like, did he fit his system? What he was looking to do? I think we're not looking at the right. I mean, we're not looking at the right way. We're not looking at it the right way. If
Well,
Jordi
actually,
Fernandez, if Jordi Fernandez talking about like the first thing Jordi Fernandez right from the door when he came out, he was talking about Mikel Bridges and he was talking about Nicholas Claxton. But
but you know
okay,
what you're
so
saying.
let cut what's his name, Mitkel. We're talking about Nicholas Claxton as of
All
right
right,
now,
so
expanding his role.
let me give you
What?
this. Let me give you this. What if, since you said that, because you're saying that. Because one thing I gotta give Kenny Atkinson, like I hated him as a coach. You know, as a strategic coach, I hated him. I hate his game plan and all that. But one thing I gotta give him credit for is he was great at developing skills in certain players, and he made Brook Lopez into a 3-point guy, right? So,
Right.
but one of the things I want to say is, remember at the time that we got, D'Lo, right? What's the name had barely played for us, so he wasn't developed either. Imagine if
Who are you talking about?
Spencer Dinwiddie. Imagine if Spencer
No,
Dinwiddie.
we traded for Spencer
Hold on.
later on.
That's what I'm saying. But imagine if we would have got Spencer Dinwiddie earlier, we would have kept Brook Lopez anyway.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no. We were hunting for the talent, like elite talent. We're looking for the franchise guy.
I'm
Not true.
saying, but D'Lo wasn't a franchise guy.
The Brooklyn Nets thought otherwise.
Oh, yeah, they did, but that didn't turn out that.
that's the Brooklyn's
He
problem.
was
Though,
the best player we had for a
No,
long
because
time, man.
you had KD and Kyrie coming to your team. That's why they said, oh, KD and Kyrie. Oh, okay, D'Lo. I'm sorry. Where you wanna go? Golden
Yo,
State.
that
Oh yeah,
Spencer
definitely.
Spencer injury hurt us, man. When Spencer tore his what was his ACL or something, that
ACL.
hurt us.
That
ACL
did.
that
Right,
hurt us. If
hold on,
Spencer never got
hold on.
hurt, we could have been cooking, man. If Spencer never
Right,
got hurt.
hold on. Y'all said a few things. I'm just trying to catch up with y'all. For one, yeah, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they seen exactly what what I'm saying, Kenny Atkinson did with the Brooklyn Nets, and that's why he did now. But as far as player development, to Cap's point, y'all said a lot about Cam Thomas. Listen, I think Cam Thomas could be a 1 or a 2. Well, I know he could be a 2. We definitely see him as a second option. Even last season, they transitioned to him being 1, but he started off being a second option to Mikal Bridges. He wasn't even
Yeah.
a second option, if you ask me. He was like the third option behind Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
Now
But
at the end, he was the top option.
No, but at the end,
He
we talking
wanted
about
that
an
smoke.
82.
He wanted
We
that smoke
talk
while Mikal,
right.
moved away from
Right,
him.
but But what I'm saying is to the conversation that I was just listening for. Yeah, he's shown that he could be a strong number 2, and he showed that he can transition to the 1. But we've
Can you
seen
say
him
that?
more at the
Can you
2.
say that based on our record though? Because that's what the
Look,
jury is
No,
I
he
out.
don't, I
can't.
don't, I
Can he
don't, I
be a
don't.
number
Hold
2
No,
on,
he can't.
no. Hold
on a
on,
winning
Let
team?
me, whoa. Stop asking a bunch of questions at one time. Let me answer these questions. Y'all was talking for a long time. Let me get this off. What I'm saying is, again, all of that contributes to not only him as a player, but the coaching and far as the roster and who we running the offense through. We did a lot of penetrate dish, a lot of kick out to the 3, a lot of penetrate kick out to the 3, and that offense wasn't working. We tried to do it with Cam Johnson, DFS, Mikal Bridges. All of them wasn't really shooting at a high percentage or a high clip for us to be efficient. That's how the offense was being ran before Cam Thomas even became instrumental in the offense. So I'm saying that to say I don't put the wins and losses on Cam Thomas. That's, you know what I mean, not fair
See
in
where
my
he
opinion.
going to? See where
But
he going? He blaming coach.
Hold
Right.
on. No, hold on. It's not necessarily. It's a collective, but that's not necessarily what I was talking about. As far as
That
what
was
y'all
a
were talking about,
collective.
I was talking about the fact that I could easily see him be a number 2. So whatever it is, draft pick y'all talking about, or even if y'all talking about a free agent that would come here, he could be a number 2 behind anybody with no problem. The question is who will be a number 2 to him? You feel what I'm saying?
Ooh,
If
that's
that's the
interesting.
case, because if when you think about it, you could say anybody. If you Kate and y'all said this and y'all
Going to
misquoted.
next season or after this season?
Hold on. Y'all misquoted. Y'all said that he barely played with KD. That was cap. When KD was here and when Kyrie
How
was
many
out
games
for
they played?
bro, can I finish? God damn it!
Okay.
When Kyrie was out, it was a 30-game clip, and we were like 7-3 in those. Though I remember watching it because I'm vlogging and I'm actually recapping the content. Case in point is we was in a 10-game time span for the most part. We were 7-3, 7-3, 7-3, 7-3 for 30 games, and we were 21-9 when KD was healthy. Cam Thomas was in the lineup getting buckets, and then they was like,
How
"Yo,
much did he
look at
average?
KD. Look at KD.
Cap.
He running with the rookies, and he hooping." So I'm saying that to say this, the content I'm talking about is within a 30 game time span, and Cam Thomas was the number 2, obviously, to Kevin Durant. That being said, he was fine, bro. He was
Harden
he was
playing
doing
then?
his
KD
thing.
and Cam were good to get on that little sample
That's
size. I'm glad you
a
brought
lot
that
of
up.
lies.
Harden was in
That's a
some of
lot
those
of
games,
lies.
but
That's a lot
Harden
of
was
lies going on.
Harden wasn't in all of those games. He wasn't. I remember KD running with the rookies. It wasn't just Cam Thomas. It was DJ,
Yeah, I
Dayon
remember that.
Sharp.
I
It
remember
was,
Cam set
you
up
know what I'm
KD for
And
a
saying?
how
dunk.
many
They were doing
minutes
a
he
back.
played?
They were doing
Hold
a back.
on, hold on,
Wait,
Breezy. How many minutes he played? Kim Thomas. How many minutes he played?
He got a minute increase. It was over 20 plus. He was getting 20 plus minutes in that situation. He was getting
How many games and how many minutes he played?
So you're
I
saying over
told you
that
it was a
30
30
game
it was a
stretch,
30 game time span, bro.
He
We were
and
21
he
and
was
9 before
averaging how much?
KD got
oh my
injured.
god, no. He played about 10 games and he was playing
That's
around
cap,
20
bro.
minutes. Come on.
That's
Come on,
cap,
man.
bro. I'm talking about when
No.
KD was there. And it was listen,
Yes,
listen,
that's when
whoa,
Harden. Okay.
no. Let me bring context to what you're saying instead of just debating me.
Okay.
When it come down to what
I'm
you're
looking
talking
at it
about, you're
right
talking
now.
about after KD got hurt, he went his,
No.
you know what I'm saying, he got more shots. And when he did,
No.
he averaged more minutes and he averaged more points. That's when we went on a losing streak. We went on a losing streak when KD got injured, and it was just Cam Thomas, and he was the one guy. So case in point
Hold up,
is, bro,
Harden wasn't playing?
nah.
No,
Harden wasn't.
Harden and
Harden was.
Kyrie.
You know, Harden was faking injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allegedly. You know what I mean? So he wasn't there for all of those games. Remember, Harden wanted
I'm
to come
looking at
here.
it right now, Kim.
Hold on. Let me say this. Harden wanted to come here and play with Kyrie, and Kyrie was going through all of that with the
Yep.
franchise and the
Yep.
law and all of
Remember
that.
that.
So Harden was sitting down. He was saying he was injured, but fans felt like he wasn't really injured. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say he wasn't playing all of those games. Cam Thomas was in those games. Cam Thomas was healthy for the most part of that season. He was getting DNPs. He
I
wasn't like
don't.
not healthy.
When
He
you're
was playing
saying,
those games.
but when you're
Nah,
saying
you're
they went
talking about
21 and
last year.
9,
Okay.
I remember them doing well with 21 and 9, but I do not remember Cam Thomas being the second best player on the Nets.
No,
Hell yeah.
LBL. Wait, Breezy's talking about when KD and Cam and they limited time together that I saw as well. They were playing great skill. Cam was kind of being his second guy when Kyrie or Harden weren't in the lineup. Like Cam was like playing well with him. They had a
Kim
good
Thomas was averaging
relationship.
12 minutes.
The only
Kim Thomas was averaging 12 minutes at that time.
20
No,
minutes.
Come
no,
on,
no.
man.
But wait, we're just pointing out the context. Here's the thing: Cam was playing well till he hurt his back against the Celtics. I remember it was a game where Thomas tweaked his back, and that was kind of like before KD went down with injury. So that was kind of when their partnership ended. Yeah,
that was versus
I got you, Breeze. I know what you're talking about, Breeze. It's because it's not a large sample size, but I remember. I got you, Breeze. I remember,
Well,
man.
30 games is a large. 30
Exactly.
games
We
is a
can't
large.
Yeah,
even
he was on
say
the heat of
30 games is a large sample
hold on
size,
before
and I don't remember.
right.
I don't remember him what he averaged.
Right, no, it is a large sample size, man. That's what I'm trying to
I
say.
agree,
Like I'm
but I don't
watching the
remember
content.
him being the second best player on the Nets.
No. Listen,
No.
what I'm saying is it wasn't necessarily about him being the second best player. It was the fact that KD was making it work with the rookies.
Exactly.
He was
Bingo.
on some he was on
But
some bullshit
but is
like,
that on
yo,
Thomas
that,
or is that on KD?
bro, more so that shit was KD. It wasn't like Cam
Yeah.
Thomas was
But that's what I'm
averaging
saying.
29
So
and KD was averaging 30. All I
No,
was
wait,
trying to make
Breezy. Wait,
hold on,
Breezy.
let me make my point. Hold on, let me make my point. My point is that Cam Thomas could be a number 2 to anybody in this league. The question is, who can be the number 2 to Cam Thomas when he's the number 1? And that's what we're trying to figure out, at least for this season, because we're going to see if he's going to be a dominant number 1 or he just a number 2 in this league. And I personally feel like this season is going to say a lot. And he's saying that he
I
could
agree
score
with you.
north of 25 points. I believe him.
Yeah,
I
you know
believe
what?
him.
We're taking this year, so that might be in vain.
Hold on, let me play saying this, John. And if you are number 1 guy in the NBA right now, and you average 25 points or more, you do average north of 25 points. So it's fair to say that all the number 1s in this league average 25 points or more. And he's saying, Cam Thomas is saying, I can average 25 points or more. So you
But
can
are we?
connect the dots.
But see,
Yeah, but we tanking this year, so it's like, how we
yeah.
gonna know if he really a number 1? If we tanking,
But his
that
playmaking,
means
is going to be his test this season. It's not the shot making for me. The
yeah,
shot.
but that's
How many
individual
can measure all
success.
that?
We can't judge him as
in
a
his
number
shot.
1 based on team success this year
I mean,
because
yeah,
we're trying to
because
get a number
look at
1
how
pick.
everybody just disparaged Bill, saying, "Oh yeah, you averaged 30, but your team was losing."
Right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah, but
that's
that's
for
what Beal was actually
that's
that's
for
what I'm
us.
playing the
saying.
LBL.
That
That's
what
what
you
he
saying
was
Thomas is
playing
gonna do?
That's for us to understand what's going on. We know what's going on. It's a terrible time for Cam Thomas to come out here and
It's a
score
horrible
20,
time for him.
25 points, play well, and we lose. And you know what the naysayers are going to say? You're losing.
But bro,
See,
hold on.
Right.
Listen, hold
We
on.
trying to get a top pick.
Nah,
Listen, right,
nah.
Scott. Yo, hold on.
Hold
All
on.
of those, listen,
Okay, go ahead.
all of those fans that's saying that, y'all should direct them to Big Fan Breezy page, and we
That's
can
what I'm going to do.
articulate. We
Hey,
can articulate
All right,
why
so
Scott be doing what
let's
we
make
doing.
that.
hey,
Listen,
Breezy,
Nah,
I'm
I
going to
don't
be
even
there
think it's
with
the
you.
fans. I think it's
Scott,
the media. I think it's
Scott,
gonna be the media. I think the
Scott,
fans
let me
understand
bring
what's
in
going
that.
on.
Let me bring in
Nah,
that Bill
LM,
comparison one
Scott,
more
Listen,
time.
hold on, y'all.
Breezy.
Hold on. One mic, y'all. Hold on. Let me finish my talking point, please. What I'm saying is the fact that Cam Thomas is going to have the narratives of that. If you really watching what's happening, the Nets care about that draft pick. So regardless of how they feel about this group and how confident they are, they really feel. And again, this is not just us saying it. This is a lot of fans saying that this is supposed to be an epic draft. Like
Yep.
Yep.
it's a lot of people, a lot of fans saying that. So I'm
Both
saying that
years.
to say the Nets cleaned up their mess. They got back in the important draft that they wanted to get in. They missed out on Ed Reed. I mean, not Ed Reed, dude Reed that went to Houston. They missed out on another pick that Houston got. They missed out on like 2 picks, but they not really feeling like they hurting. Who we got in those situations? We got Noah Clowney, we got Jalen Wilson, we got Cam Thomas. Those are the draft picks that we got. We missed out on a few drafts, but when you contrast those players that they got, you look at Reed and they saying he might be a great pick, but Eason, we not really feeling no way about that. So it's not like we lost the draft that we really wanted to get. This is the
Breezy.
draft that we really wanted to
Breezy,
get. And I'm saying
here's the question for you. Here's the question for you. What you expecting Cam Thomas average next year?
25 plus. He said the man said.
Okay,
Listen, the
25
man
plus.
said 25.
25
I think
plus.
the man
How many
gonna score
assists?
25.
How many assists you are expecting?
I expect 4 or 5 assists, maybe even 6. But 4 or 5
6 or
to be
7
safe.
would be great. 6 or 7 would be great.
That means somebody else is
So-
scoring.
It's right. You need
So
somebody
we're
else.
talking
We
about
talking about
25.
6, 7 assists. We need people on the
So
team to
what's-
score.
You
To give
need
him that
scoring to
assist.
get
playing
assists.
us
That's
out
where
of
Claxton should
top
start
5
playing
right
better.
there. What are you talking about,
I
Breezy?
think that's unfair to Thomas.
There's only so much
That's too
lobs
much.
you can throw the clacks before a team
Yeah, but here's
recognizes
the
that
thing,
and
Al.
be
He's
like,
making
yo,
27 million.
you're playing
Logically,
that up.
Claxton
One mic,
should
yeah,
be the
one mic,
second
one
best
mic, yeah,
scorer.
one mic.
Logically, Claxton should be the second best
No,
scorer
you
behind
don't base.
Thomas.
You don't listen. You don't base money on who's the best player. Your eyes do that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
absolutely.
There's
But
That's
there's
Claxton,
true.
but
guys out
Claxton's
there
the
like you
second most
think
tenured, the
no
longest tenured guy
Nah,
besides
John,
Thomas, though.
that
at no
don't work
time when
that
they
way.
were both
That don't
healthy.
work.
At no time when they both healthy
Then why are we keeping Claxton on
was
this team then? If he's just gonna be
Bradley
fifth
Beal.
option,
I'm
that's gonna
saying
become like
Bradley
a
Beal was never better.
Because
oh.
of
Bradley
the
Beal was never
timeline.
better than John Wall.
That's
Only when
true.
John Wall was hurt. I'm saying, but he was never better than. So sometimes it's just the timing and the opportunity to get you the most money. That's all it is.
I mean,
The
if we
whole
could
thing
draft
about
Common
it,
and Luke, then you trade Claxton after that. If we were able to draft Common and Luke next year, you could trade Claxton after that. Essentially, you have Common and Clowney. Here's
I
your
didn't
core
see
right
enough
there.
from him at Sudan to say that he
Hold
got
on. I just hold on. I'm about to close out.
Dre,
Yeah, I want to say shout out to all y'all. Let me shout y'all out real quick, man. Shout out to Cap. Shout out to LMSL. Shout out to
right back
Scott.
at
Shout out to John.
Appreciate it, Breeze.
Shout out to I'm saying all for the great content. Shout out to the chat. Please hit that like button. We got 723 subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000. And yeah, man, I looked at my analytics and 30% of y'all are not subscribed. Throw something in the comments if y'all think y'all can help but benefit the page. Otherwise, I want to again appreciate you guys for definitely getting to the content. Everybody pretty much agreed that everybody in that thumbnail gonna have good seasons. I do, but the question was who's gonna, you know what I mean, have the better season. And again, it narrowed down to Cam Thomas and Kuminga. But that being said, I do think that we will revisit this, and I want y'all to remember these off season streams. Cause y'all gonna be like, nah, remember what we were saying. So you know what I'm saying? So remember that we making these early predictions. And again, it's gonna be a fun season. We definitely gonna be back with more content tomorrow. But again, man, y'all could easily reach out if y'all want, and you know what I'm saying. Let me know if y'all want to start the show with me. It's the off season, so it's easy to do. You know what I mean? And chat. I was thinking about, you know what I mean, just pulling up, just seeing what's going on. We could talk about anything. You know what I mean? So I'll probably do a show like that. I just want to, you know what I mean, broaden the page, bring y'all more content, try to bring y'all more consistent content as well.
Yeah,
But
maybe
shout
we
the
could.
question.
Maybe you could cover. Maybe you know, like once we know the college season starts, maybe we can get on after the Rutgers game or after a Duke
Ooh,
game.
a
Yeah,
breezy college stream or something like that.
yeah,
After night,
Ruckus.
man, something
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
that.
might come. I think I
Ooh.
want to cover the Ruckus because Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. I think I want to do that. So that might be a good look. But I don't watch a lot of college ball, so it'd be good to watch it or recap it with somebody who actually watched or know college ball more than I do. You know what I mean? But I don't want to say
I'll be at
basketball
the
is
games.
basketball
What you
because it is
talking
level
about?
to it.
Come on, man. I'll be
What
over
But
else,
yeah,
there.
though?
we're gonna tap into
Oh
it,
yeah.
man.
Got
Everybody,
30 minutes over there. Come on. I'll be over
yeah.
there.
But I'm gonna be back soon. I'm gonna be back to today, tomorrow with more content. Appreciate y'all. Be
All right,
Have a
back.
good
thanks a
night,
lot.
everybody.
Have a
Peace.
good night.
All right, easy breezy.